that's the wrong fucking screen, isn't it? What the?
Oof. Spoilers.
There we go. No, it's just, I don't know what they're doing there. Yeah, fuck off. Nobody needs you. Right, am I muted? No. Great. Cool. Let's go. It's not the best of days today. I don't even know who this dude is in the middle of the screen. But what's important is it is the 4th episode of the Academy of Shar. Today I have playing with me Jamal.
Hey guys, Jamal here playing Cadmus Golden Skin, Golden Dragonborn Transmutation Wizard.
I have Matt.
Hi, I am Matt. I'm playing Ziggy DC Lightfoot, who is a illusion wizard and a forest gnome.
I have Alora.
Hi, I'm Alora. I'm playing Aveltria. She's a half-elf evocation wizard.
I have Kira.
I'm Kieran. I'm playing Zaz. He is a lizard folk wizard of the necromancy school.
That he is. I have Josh.
Hi, Josh. I will be playing Bartholomew Amos, who is a human conjuration wizard.
And I no, sorry, I don't have. That is them all. How are we all today? What a wonderful time to be alive.
Tired, as always.
I'm just proud that you didn't say we have Kenna.
Yeah, no, I know, but I did almost introduce our Drathnor Keep's 6th player, who is most definitely not currently present. Nevertheless, we have fast-forwarded a little bit in time. You've been having your lessons, and one thing that a lot of you have learned is how to channel certain spells through your arcane focuses. You may now, if your spell does not consume your material component, you will now be able to channel these spells through your arcane focus. You will still need the material component, but it may be channeled through your focus as opposed to just through itself. And we will resume the day before a certain date, where you have all been told as the House Lagon that all members of House Lagon will be going on an expedition. This expedition is to the ruins of Thrasil, and the ruins of Thrasil contain something that has been incredibly useful and important to wizards of recent times. And this is called the Lexicon, most simply. This is
what now?
The Lexicon. It is a device that has been discovered in an old ruin made by the Moon Elves that enables one to translate languages into other languages and to read all sorts of old and previously forgotten languages. However, today is the day where the mages of the Academy are going to attempt to move the Lexicon and bring it back to the Academy. This has been planned for a long period of time, and they needed some grunts for some material work. You've all got your Academy rings. You'll need mold earth, for example. You'll need light. You may need shape water. Some other basic stuff, you know. Mage hand. Those sorts of things will come in very useful, as your group will be called on to do the more menial tasks that a basic magic user will be able to use, while the more important mages do the important work of maneuvering the device itself. And so it's approximately 6 p.m. in the evening. It is post lessons, and this is when you've been given the note that tomorrow you'll all be traveling out to the ruins. There is transportation facilitated within the Academy, so you'll be traveling directly there by means of teleportation, or at least to the outside of the ruins. But yeah, it's sort of the evening. You've got some time to relax, prepare, get anything ready that you need to get ready. And the following day, you'll be expeditioning. So, I hand over to you. What are you doing?
I think that there's probably articles and books written on the ruins of Thrasil, correct?
There isn't one excavation report that would be available to you. Because the excavation reports are still currently being written, there is very little information available. But one thing you do know about the Thrasil ruins from the excavation report that you've all been given as part of you will be going on expedition tomorrow packaging is that it needed clearing out first. There was a lot of undead activity The lines between life and death in the ruins of Thrasil are very thin. It was once a crypt or morgue for the Moon Elves. The Academy have excavated the top 2 floors. So ground level and the level below. There are rumours that there may be lower levels, but at the moment all paths down to them seem to be closed off. The lexicon was discovered in the in what appears to be a sort of office room, really, for the crypt, which is where people would come and, it's supposed, organise to have a certain crypt or grave or urn for their family member and have something written about them.
Sorry, what was the ruins called?
Thrasil, that's like that. So Thrasil means in the Elven tongue resting place. Or play. It could be put one of 2 ways. You can see Thrasil as like a haven to shelter from bad weather, or Thrasil as a place to rest permanently. It's not really a graveyard or a crypt, it's more... So the elves don't really think of the physical body as mattering so much. But they believe that the soul takes a short period of time before transferring over to the afterlife. And this is a sort of place where the body can be laid so the soul can be at peace before it moves on.
So it's some form of sanctum, as such.
Yeah, a bit of a sanctum and a bit of a crypt. I mean, to humans, it would be a crypt.
That's why the veil is so thin. Okay.
Because although the elves believe that the soul of the person passes over, obviously sometimes the spirits of the dead do not go quite so quietly.
Okay. I remember you telling me before that we're able to add a few to our spell focus. I think 3 to our spell focus, and that lasts 8 hours before it
So
dissipates.
proficiency modifier +1 of your highest level spell slots -1. God, that was a sentence. So if you have access to level 2 spell slots, you can use level 1 spell slots into your arcane focus. You cast them tonight, retrieve them again tomorrow. And it's your proficiency modifier +1 that dictates this number. So I believe it would be 3 level 1 spell slots that you can store in your arcane focus tonight.
Yeah.
And it
I'll-
stores for
24 hours.
24 hours. Okay.
So you would be able to long rest and then have effectively access to 7 tomorrow, provided you can extricate them again.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
You're going to attempt to do that now?
Not right now. I want to do it a little bit before I go to bed. I think, but before heading to bed.
Okay.
I remember.
Roll me 2d4, please.
2d4.
Yeah, just to see if you've used any spell slots today in your lessons and such. See if you
I'm
have
gonna
three
do that as
available.
well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anybody who wants to. Yeah. Give us your
I got a
2d4.
3, so 2 and a 1.
You got a 2 and a 1. Great. So I just think I'll take the lower number. You use 1 spell slot today.
Okay.
So,
Three and a two,
so D4s, yeah? 2 of them?
2d4, please. Yeah. Kenna?
2.
Fuck
Is
me.
lower.
There you go. Veltri is what I was looking for. Sorry, you got a 2 as your lowest number?
Yeah.
Yep. So you've used 2 spell slots today, so you can store 2.
Right.
Same with you, Jamal?
Yeah, except I'll only be storing 1 because I'm going to be doing a little bit of practice. Upon hearing that it's that where we're going, I'm going to keep focusing a little bit on defensive magics, just as a just in case, and practice my mage armor a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So those of you who
Cast
mage
magic
armor
focus.
up, has anybody else been casting mage armor on a regular basis?
Yeah.
I know Bartholomew has. Has Veltria? Yeah. Okay. Please roll me a d6.
That's a 6.
5.
That's a 5.
Okay. Great. So that is how long your mage armor is currently lasting. If you hadn't got that. Congratulations on rolling higher than a 1. Zas, obviously you have no reason to cast it. Ziggy, you just don't. Is that correct?
I mean, I have and I would cast it, but I don't like do it all the time like they all
Yeah.
probably do.
Okay. So you'll just be rolling on a d4 if you do choose to cast mage armor.
I rolled 2 d4s and got 2 1s.
Okay, so you used 1 spell slot today, so if you want to store 3 for the following day, you can. Matt, are you storing spells for the following day?
Yeah, I rolled a 2. That was my low.
Great, cool. You could. I'm sorry, guys. Today you're going to be called every name you've ever used in D&D. My brain's just not functioning. You'll get your own name. You'll get your character name. You'll get your Drathnor's character name. If you're really lucky, I'll throw out an Urxos or a Sagravia name. My brain's not at its best today, but I decided I wanted to have some fun, so session went ahead. I'm sure I skipped this
you're
track
all right,
twice
mate.
and it
You're
still
all
hasn't worked. Let me try again. Go. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. So, oh, never mind. It's playing the wrong song. What is my life? I will get there in the end. I just don't want to listen to that bassoon for too long. It'll grate on me after a while. It's a good theme tune, but there we go. That's what I was looking for. So, having stored some spells in your arcane focuses, having practiced your mage armors the night before, is anybody making any more practical preparations?
Yeah, I would actually like to make some preparations. I'd like to hit up the library and see what I can find out about this place that we were going. See if
You
I
have
can
already
find-
been told that the only thing you will find on this is the excavation report you've been sent.
Right, okay,
And
then in
that
that
the
case, I would
information was
like to...
given. Yeah, there's a couple more just simple practical things. So in terms of where this is in the world, this is southeastern Veralia. Veralia is fairly temperate and warm, so don't worry about any cold weather clothing. But I'd probably take a
Right.
change of clothes if I was you. Yeah, not particularly cold, not particularly hot. It can be quite cold and damp in the ruins, so if you have anything to prepare in that sense, that's fine. What
Shouldn't
about,
really do
do you all have a weapon?
That's
We're
fine.
wizards. Our weapon is our mind.
Yeah, our
However-
magic's our weapon.
However,
I would-
if any of you would like to go to the quartermaster and collect either a dueling cane or a quarterstaff or a dagger, you may do so.
Great. I wanted to do that. That or I can use a crossbow.
Nope, it is dueling cane, it is quarterstaff, and it is
Oh, what does the
A
dueling king
dagger.
count as? A rapier?
no, I believe if you,
I think it's a dagger.
I think it's got daggers damage, but it counts as like a short weapon. It's a simple weapon.
Okay,
You will be able to
yeah.
use it quite easily. And it gives you it counts as a dagger, even though it's technically not. If you have a staff as your arcane focus, which is only Josh, you must add a quarterstaff, but you may add it with 0 weight.
Okay.
Then I'll grab a quarterstaff then.
Yeah.
One thing I would have done in preparing for this trip is knowing that it was once a crypt and there might be undead. I would have practiced conjuring wisps
Yep. Absolutely
and
fine.
keeping them under control.
Yep. I think it's fair to say that's a spell that comes quite naturally to you anyway. So that's absolutely fine. Also, in terms of popping to the quartermaster, you may also collect 2 potions. Quite simply, if you type in the word manufactory and you click potion, you may take 2 of those each. So there's healing, health, night vision, strength, walking, endurance, feather falling, I don't know, whatever you fancy. But 2 each is what the quartermaster will give you, as well as 1 standard potion of healing. Not manufactory potion of healing, just potion of healing. So you may add those in preparation for your journey. You are instructed to the following day meet 2 of your teachers who will be going with you on the quest. One is Karina and the other one is Elgon, I think. Yes, Elgon. So Elgon, your conjuration teacher, and Karina, your divination teacher, will be the 2 who are taking you. They are to meet up there with Expert Academy Excavators. God, there's a sentence. Expert Academy Excavators. I did get it out. Yeah.
Sorry, you said a potion of healing, right?
Yeah, standard potion of healing and 2 manufactory potions of your choice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I just took a arcane focus staff and changed the weight.
Can you hit somebody with that?
Yes,
Okay,
the
great.
same.
It comes up as a
the,
quarterstaff.
as
Yeah,
quarterstaff,
that's fantastic. Yeah, I think if you all want to add your arcane focus to your inventory, just make sure it weighs 0 if you wish to add it. Because obviously that will be a thing. Yeah, in terms of any other practical approaches, if you do need any traveling clothes or heavy weather clothing, anything like that, there is no heavy weather there, but you're more than welcome to grab it if you need. And yeah, I mean, if you have anything else you wish to ask of the quartermaster, do we call her a quartermaster if she's female, or is she a quartermistress?
Yeah, quartermaster works.
I like quartermistress. That's actually makes sense cooler.
Of course.
Yeah, I would like Wait, you said potion of healing inferior or lesser or
No, just standard potion of healing.
Okay.
It's got no. It's not under potions. If
Okay.
you're struggling to find it, it's under other gear for some reason because the Beyond's stupid.
I found it. Okay.
2 manufacturing potions,
Two
right?
manufacturing potions, 1 potion of healing. Yeah. Go on, Zess.
Yeah. I would like to be able to get some rope.
Yep.
Just in case.
Let me see whether she has any silk in stock. She does. So that's 50 foot of silk rope.
Okay, great.
She sort of looks at you. And are you going dungeoning or something? Going on an excavation mission?
Yes. We are heading to the Thracial ruins. I've never gone on an excavation, so I wish to be prepared.
I have a couple of packs that I prepped for a couple of the other expeditioners. Maybe a couple of you would like these, and she will put 2 Dungeoneers packs on the table, as well as your silken rope. I'm assuming you do not want to carry the Dungeoneers pack and the silken rope. I'm actually unsure as to whether any of you can hold.
I don't think so. That's why I've been trying to. That's what I'm trying to cherry pick.
But they are there if you want them, or you may take items out of them if you want to look at them and have a look.
I'm doing it.
Who's our transmutation?
I am.
Athrin? Oh, bloody hell, there's a fucking jump.
Fucking hell, that's
Sorry,
a jump.
Cadmus, fucking Milton character name just flying out my face.
Just returns. Jesus.
Yeah, if you wish to take one of these Dungeoneers packs, you may give me... I believe you can change the weight of something at this point. Do you have the spell?
I might be able to. What?
Alter weight?
No. I only have
Well,
alter stealth.
oh my god, what have I pressed? Just wait. It's a first level spell. It is concentration, but I think it's fair to say that you can probably manage to at least reduce the weight of a Dungeoneer's pack by 10%.
Okay, let me take a look at the spells and adjust weight.
Yes, it's a concentration spell usually.
Okay,
transmutation.
do you want me to learn that now then? I can hit
Yeah,
up
yeah,
some
pop it in,
books
pop it in.
and
That
scribe
seems
it
like
in.
something that you may have picked up along the way. Also, one other thing that happened in our time off, Zas, you
Yes.
asked Heta about how she made a book disappear into thin air.
Yes.
So it's summon, dismiss object.
Mm.
You do not currently have the bag with the correct magics inscribed, but she will teach you the incantations and suggests that perhaps on your next trip into the city, or if you ask some of the teachers nicely, you may at some point manage to procure the bag.
Thank you, Heta.
But she has at least taught you that.
Okay. Did we receive the do we have in our component pouches powdered gemstones? If I take a quick look in there, for like
No,
agonizer
but they will be
scorcher.
given out if you need them.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I would like to acquire that.
Take
And
half a pound.
Okay.
So take one and then just manually change the weight, and then you can lower it down by 0.1 each time if you want. Or you can take
And,
5. Totally up to you. Oh, you have...
Oh no, I actually do. I'm sorry. I'm looking
Yeah.
through. I got it now. I do
I
have
think
it.
you have quite a lot of powdered gemstones.
Yeah, a withered vine twisted into a loop. I need that for wither and bloom.
No, you don't. All necromantic spells will instead require life force.
Oh, you're
Yeah, you may take a small plant with you if you wish, or you may use your own life force or somebody else's.
Yes. What I'll do is, if it's possible, if I can go ahead and get get like a small little jar that I can tie around my waist.
Mhm.
And I'll take a plant from my private garden and put it in there.
And any actual life? Do you want to put any insects or anything in there, or is that not that kind of person?
Let me see. He's a pretty practical person though. Yeah, he'll grab a few.
Yep.
He'll grab a few fireflies or something.
Okay, and we'll see how that goes. You won't find any of that on D&D Beyond, so just Yeah, stick it on a piece of
Customize,
paper
yeah.
somewhere. But yeah, I mean, in terms of necromancy, if you run out of the things that are in your pocket, you will simply start using your own life force or somebody else's.
That's fine.
Obviously, you've been told there may be undeads there. They don't have a life force. Bear that in mind. So
You'd
you
hope
can't
so,
drain
yeah.
from them. You may be able to do some other things though, like just
Okay.
hit them in the face.
Okay, my question now.
Mhm.
I need an iron marble for the weight thing.
No, you don't.
Where would I be able to?
You need
I
a
don't.
merchant scale, and you can
Oh.
get one right here.
Okay, I'll grab one of those then.
Cool. If I'm giving you different thingies and you want to keep track of them, different materials, just click on it, click customize, and put in the notes, and it will come up immediately after the material component. It will say VSM brackets, and then it will have in very nice letters. You can write requires merchant scale, and that will note it down for you.
I need a piece of crust from an apple pie for this spell I just took.
What's the spell?
Nathair's Mischief.
Oh, no, you don't need any material component for that. That's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
You can just make a note that there's no material component. A piece of crust for an apple pie. That's incredible.
That's what it says.
Are we all good now? Is anybody else missing weird and wonderful components that don't make any sense?
What's the limit for the component pouch again supposed to be?
It's unlimited.
No, like the weight of it.
It's unlimited. It will always be £5.
Right, so I need to adjust the merchant scale weight then.
No, you don't. Okay. What you do is you don't... Okay, Jamal, you've already got it done. You don't have to think about it at all. You've unticked the component pouch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that means the weight's not being counted in your currently held weight. You've also cheated and unticked your backpack.
I didn't. I didn't mean to fucking tick it. I didn't mean to untick it. I didn't realise I had to. Okay.
Yeah. So your backpack needs to be ticked.
Okay, so I've just
and
manually
your
adjusted the weight of
pouch
the
I've
component
moved
pouch.
elsewhere. Yeah. Should
Yeah,
be
because the
£5
scale would
elsewhere.
have put me overweight. Yeah.
You can put as many things into your component pouch as you want, and they will just work.
Yeah, I just needed to figure that out. That's all.
So I had too much stuff, so I got a new backpack and just named it Left in Room, and then I'm just not equipping it, and I'm just leaving stuff in my room that I'm not taking with me.
What is
That's
it
how-
that
that's
you
how they
guys
don't know
can't
it's-
carry?
Clothes, alchemist supplies, a book.
Clothes should weigh 0, unless you're not wearing them.
I'm not wearing fine clothes.
Yeah, leave those in the room. I agree. If books weigh £5, please lower them down to something that makes sense. I don't know if any of you own a book that weighs £5. I don't think I do. Yeah, like a pound and a half.
I have a book that says it's 15 pounds.
What?
I'm doing the same.
No, that's 3 books. So if you then lower the weight down to a pound, it'll say £3.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have gone through your inventories beforehand. Don't worry too much about it. We'll just kind of ignore the encumbered weight right now. Just don't take the piss and take, 700 pieces of rope. But in general, yeah, don't worry too much about the encumbered thing. We'll sort that out for next session. I didn't realize how on the line some of you were. I suppose that's what happens when you take 6 wizards. Yeah. We'll work on that. I mean, at the end of the day, Jamal has the ability to adjust the weight of certain things. There are extra dimensional spaces, etc. So yeah. She sort of looks at you and, hey, you want to get yourself a bag of holding.
Right, so I'll take a dungeoneering kit and I'll leave the backpack behind and I'll take that and just move some stuff into the dungeoneering kit then.
Yeah, I don't think that's quite how that works, but go for it.
What do you mean now? That isn't
just
how it
add
works.
a Dungeoneer's pack and it will just put all the items randomly into your backpack.
Oh, I thought it was an actual pack.
Yeah, it is, but then it just separates it out into a bunch of different items. It's fine. Just take your whole backpack, be over encumbered, and then just unclick it so that you're not over encumbered on your sheet. Yeah, so just ignore encumbrance for today. Fine.
Okay.
I don't think anybody has any less or more than 30 foot of movement speed, apart from Ziggy, who has 25. So we should be able to just go from there. Anyway, you will need to be leaving at 5 a.m. So it's going to be a nice early night tonight, friends.
I'm gonna spend a bit of time before bed to unsummon and summon a new adjusted familiar.
Mm-hmm. So as you picture a fox in your mind, what's the name that you speak?
Still Eclipse.
Oh, Silaclips. Okay, cool. Is it a black fox?
It's black and red.
Ooh, that sounds... Right. Marvelous. That's nice to know. Ziggy's talking to me from my pocket. That's brilliant. Black on Red Fox. I have to see that at some point. So you guys are able to get yourselves to bed. Bear in mind that going with you will also be the Legon siblings and Hessa, and Bryson. Is that it's just the 4 of them and you guys, right? No, I've left somebody out.
What about Cassandra?
There we go. I knew I'd left somebody out. Poor bitch. She's coming along too. Unless anybody has anything else they'd like to do. Obviously, please bear in mind you can change what spells you have prepared for the day if you wish to prepare something for the day specifically. The spells you're going to need are all given to you in rings. You will need Message, Mending, Mold Earth, and Light. Which you all have access to due to the
We all have
items.
access to.
Yeah. Go on, Valtra.
I have a question. Is there any sort of item that anybody can think of to add to the inventory that just has tick boxes for remembering how many spell slots we have?
You don't need to remember how many spell slots you have at all. What you need to do is, because you remember it takes a check to draw them back out. You need to remove your pizza box so that you can find your notepad, James. Excuse me. Let me just skip to an empty page, and I will take a brief note now so that when you guys... It will take a bonus action, by the way, to retrieve your spell slots. So we have Ken. We do not have Kenna. She's not here.
It happens.
We Laura, Veltria.
2.
You stored 2.
Mm-hmm.
Kira, you stored 3.
Yes.
Matt, you stored 2.
Yep.
Josh, you only stored 1. Is that correct?
3. I rolled 2 ones.
And you cast Mage Armor, which was fine because you got 4 spell slots overall. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So you stored 3, and Jamal.
Well, I rolled a 2, but I was still casting Mage Armor, so does that mean I stored 1 or 2?
2.
Right.
So that's absolutely fine. Right, when it comes to it, as a bonus action, you can, once you're out of spell slots, you can try and retrieve those, and we'll see if you achieve it. But before we do, let's see if you can get them in there. Veltria, an Arcana check, please. Your DC is...
16.
Your DC is 12. Right, so that's a pass. You are able to store them. As that's an Arcana check, please. Your DC is 11.
Perfect. Whoops. Yep. 15.
Fantastic. Ziggy, your DC is... Well, you got really good at this, apparently. Your DC is 5. That's a 1 on my dice.
Don't roll 1. Alright, I got 19.
Great. Bartholomew, your DC is 9.
15.
And Cadmus, your DC is also 9. Cadmus!
Nat 20.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. You really do have to pay attention in class, boy!
I was busy rolling it. It took a while.
Well, life is slow. So cool, you all managed to store them. We'll see whether you can get them out. Just as an idea of this, if you were just going to withdraw them standardly under no pressure, etc., it would probably be very low DC, but obviously if you try and draw them out within battle, you may find that the pressure of this gets to you and you're not able to do it. But you should all have 2 level 2 spell slots at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Is it at least or is it exactly?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, it doesn't make it any difference how much intelligence you have. Cool. Right, if you would like to take a long rest, we shall see you all in the morning. Cadmus, why do you have temp HP?
I don't.
Oh, okay. You do
I
have
deleted it.
Oh, okay.
Why is it not going away? Come on, fuck off.
That's right.
Oh, I have temp HP too.
I think it's from false life.
I think that's from your false life lessons. Yes, it won't last forever. Please make sure that you have your actual HP, not your false life HP. And in the morning, you are all awoken by what sounds like an explosion. It's about 4:30 in the morning.
the hell?
You probably heard this a couple of times before, though. And it is most definitely coming... No. This is the Lagon siblings coming into the common rooms. They almost never do. And they've decided to wake you up. As you go downstairs, you will see hundreds of saucepans summoned in the air with being rattled by wooden spoons.
What's in the air?
100 saucepans being rattled by wooden spoons to wake you all up.
The fuck?
I'll head out of bed and into the room, like, in pajamas, messy, wild hair. What are you doing?
Matthias looks at you all and... Well, come on, incompetence. It's time to get going. You're not coming
ready
dressed
to
like
go,
that, are
friends.
you, Bartholomew?
What?
You're not coming dressed like that, are you, Bartholomew?
You know, not all of us can roll out of bed like you. Some of us take care in our appearance.
I can.
Yes,
I'm gonna
you
cast Summon Share and sit in my chair and wait.
can. That spell was going to come in useful. So, yeah, within half an hour or so, you're all able to get yourself scraped together. And although the Lagon siblings are being assholes, they have also prepared you some breakfast. Or brought you some breakfast, I should say. And there are cold meats, cheeses, bread, and some fruit laid out for you.
I'd like to see if it's poisoned.
It's not. You would assume that they have been put up to this, and they have not done it by choice.
Yeah, I'm suspiciously sniffing the fried eggs.
And there's no eggs, it's all cold. You can pick it up and eat it as you go, sort of trail food and that sort of stuff. But you are able to get yourself sorted together, and at the door of the common room, you see entering in Master Elgin. Master Elgin sort of pokes his head around the door, and he's wearing his traditional blue robe, and he has at his hip belted on his sword. He's got his staff as well. He's road ready, as they might say. And well, we must be going soon. Come. We'll be traveling from the dungeons.
Morning.
There is a portal set up there.
I'll double check my bag. Sack on and ready to go.
It will be later where we arrive than when we leave. If that didn't make any sense to anybody, he's just told you you're crossing a couple of time zones.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case anybody was like, hey. You're moving quite far to the east. So that is what you'll need to do. And as you all go trotting along to the dungeons, let's head down and see what we find. You get into the dungeons and you come across the lady, what was her name now? Karina, the divination teacher, as per usual, dressed like she's about to go to the Arctic. But, you know, she's battle ready as well. You do notice that she has a short sword strapped to her hip, and carries two small ones at her other hip. She looks around at all of you, and there is a lot of unrest and disturbance in the... No, not her. He is going to turn around, sorry, to you and say there is a lot of unrest and disturbance between the dead and the living in the ruins. Are you all prepared for battle?
Yes, Master Elgin.
Very well. And he will look at you all, and I have one of these in case anybody would like it. Typical. I've got 5 players and I roll a 6. Twice. He is offering out a wand, in case anybody would like to grab hold of it. It is a wand of magic missiles. If you guys cannot decide who should carry that, then I shall roll for it.
I think I should get it. Because I'm the best wizard here.
Certainly.
Heta will claim that she already knows the spell. Bryson sort of looks terrified at the mere thought of combat. And the Lagon siblings sneer at it and gesture towards ones they've already got.
I do actually know the spell also.
Don't see. You know the spell as well, or you can't have
Yeah.
it?
But it gives me more uses though.
No, it needs to be somebody who hasn't got it. Perhaps somebody who's really lacking in damage spells. I know Jamal has quite a few. Bartholomew,
I got a couple, yeah.
you've only got a couple, right?
I'm pretty good with combat
Oh, so you are.
in terms of spells, so
It's not going to be the evocation wizard. Well, I rolled a 3, which is Ziggy. So yeah, unless
I'll
Zaz
take
is
it.
desperate. There we go. Yeah, because he doesn't have it, so it makes more sense. Although, yeah, you have 4 damage spells, so why not have a 5th? Yeah, I think anyway, he will hand that out, and then with that, he will gesture towards a large blue circle drawn upon the ground, where there appears to be sort of a puddle of water almost, and the lady Karina will step through first. And then he will gesture for the Lagon siblings to step through. After they have gone through, yeah, you may each go through one by one.
I'll just make my way through then.
I sort of heard lots and lots of things at the same time. I know Jamal said he was going through, but somebody else said something?
I said in the puddle.
Yeah, it's a very shallow puddle, but it's sort of like a watery effect on the floor. Possibly is water, you're not sure. But
I'll step through.
as the lady Karina steps in it, she barely made any depression in the water at all. And yeah, as you head through.
I'll skip on over and then jump on it.
Cool. And yeah, you're able to make your way in, and I need to do that thing. There we go. So, let's grab your counters. Where are we? You're actually going to arrive up here, outside the door. So just to tell you where you are, and for now, I'm just going to use the singular counter, which will use whatever this is, M. Okay, great. M for magicians. That's what we're going with. And yeah, so you arrive outside, and what you see is a large building of pale grey stone, quite squat. It is only 1 story in height. You see sort of blue and green moss and vines growing up either sides of these walls. And the entrance is sort of an archway that appears to lead to pitch blackness.
I'll activate the light on my ring.
And as will Karina, although she will also activate a light on her short sword. And each of you will be able to step in through the threshold as you smell musk and sort of damp. And it's damp and gloomy and dark, and as you get in, something else comes to your nose. Give me a perception check, please, Cadmus and Zaz. It's the sort of people that walk around sniffing.
11, mine was terrible.
22.
That's more like it. Cadmus, you smell blood. The sort of
I
slight
think we might
metallic
have trouble.
taste. No, this is old blood, but it's
Oh,
you get the impression that this is a place where battle has taken place multiple times. As you're contemplating that, Ziggy and Aveltria, you would both notice that there's a slight... sorry, no, Aveltria, you don't have dark vision, do you? Who has dark vision here?
I do have dark vision.
I do.
Oh, you do. Okay.
I do have it.
Oh wait, does anybody not have dark vision? Bartholomew doesn't.
Except
Either.
I did the
No, wait, no,
smart
I don't.
thing and get 2 manufacture potions of dark vision.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. But for now, yeah, you don't notice this one thing, and that is that as you look up onto the ceiling, there are murals. These murals depict... well, what do they depict? Is anybody an elf? A full elf? No one is, right? Okay.
So,
I think who might know? Aveltria, you're half elf, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a history check, please. At disadvantage.
Oh, dang it, that was a really good roll.
Well, let's see what the next one is.
Oh, of course. The second one was a 2. 7.
Oh,
7. No, but you do recognize that one of the depictions is an elven god. You all notice that it's sort of not that dissimilar to what you might see in a cathedral or church. Images of people being laid to rest, images of gods embracing beings into their arms, but the specifics of the murals escape all of you.
okay. How dark is it in here right now?
It's not that dark around you, as each of you have, activated your lights. But there's a vastness to this place. It is approximately, the ceilings are 18 to 20 foot high. The whole area expands before you. I'm really sorry. I've actually got a map on the screen that isn't the area you're in, so you can ignore that for now. Just imagine you're in a dark, gloomy ruins. Most of what you notice is broken walls, rubble. Apart from the pillars that are holding up the ceiling, there's lots of sort of broken pillars, a couple of statues that don't look very well kept. The upper floor seems to, as per your booklet that you read, the upper floor seems to have received the most of the damage.
Alright.
Do we know what time it is currently?
Approximately 9 a.m.
It's 9 a.m. currently here. That's right. I'll, if that's the case, I will drink my manufactured potion of night vision for right now, since it's last of the next dawn.
Yep. So as you also receive your night vision, you're able to look up, see the murals. They are beautifully painted. Excellent artwork, and they've survived a lot better than anything on the ground level. The first thing you Zas will notice is an unusual small lizard. There are lots of these that you notice darting around the area. They're approximately 6 to 8 inches in length. They're deep red, and if you give me a nature check with advantage, please.
21.
Yeah. These are related to salamanders, but are far younger and smaller and less dangerous. But they tend to be heat lizards. From this, you would know immediately that somewhere here is a source of deep, real heat. Somewhere lower down.
I'll
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell it to it was Master Elgin, right? Elgin?
Master Elgin and Mistress Karina.
Karina. Okay. Should make sure I get that down. Yeah, I'll relay that. These lizards, they stick around in places with a lot of heat. Perhaps somewhere lower or deeper into the Thracial ruins.
Yes, they've been seen coming out of a deep pit that we've identified on the second level, the lower level. We assume it goes down to somewhere far, far deeper, but as yet attempts to traverse this pit or seek down it with clairvoyance have failed.
Are there any tasks you require us to complete currently now?
Oh yes, many. We must get down to the second level, though, and well, sometimes that can be a bit of a problem. I see each day we put the dead down up here, and each day they return. We do have a couple of wizards on duty, trying to keep them to a minimum. But what we could really use is a priest. I've tried to convince one, but they don't feel at home within the elven lands, and the elven priests refuse to help.
Understood.
I'm going
Wow.
to
Yep, go on about.
cast. I'm going to cast Mage Armor
Mm-hmm.
and then immediately try to recall that spell slot.
You can only recall all the spell slots at once.
Ew.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me your mage armor. 6, please. D6. I've made my roll. So.
4.
4 plus 3. 7.
I'm gonna also cast my mage armor now.
I'm going to do exactly the same after seeing this.
Okay. DC, roll me a D4, please. Because Cadmus a D6.
That's a 6.
Oh, great. You get 9 hours.
Holy shit, okay.
Ziggy?
I rolled a 2.
I also rolled a 2. You get 4 hours.
I'm gonna mage armor and drink one of my night vision potions.
Okay, roll me your d6, please. And add 4 to it. My d4 was very kind to you.
That's 9.
Nice. That's everybody mage armored up apart from Zas, who obviously doesn't. And now every single one of you has night vision. Is that correct? Cadmus, do you have night vision?
I actually don't. I don't have dark
Right,
vision.
okay, so Cadmus is blind as a bat, and the rest of you can all see perfectly.
I'll give.
No, I'm kidding. Oh, you took
I'll
2,
give-
didn't you?
Yeah, so I'll give him my second one.
Excellent. So if if he just takes that out of his inventory, in that case, Cadmus, you will also have night vision at this point.
Yeah, I'll just drink that now then.
Yeah, I'll pass it over to him. Shouldn't you be more prepared?
I prepared for other things.
And speaking of being
able
prepared,
to see for me feels a little bit less important than being strong enough to club an undead to death. So,
But that doesn't help if you can't see it, Cadmus.
I have a ring. If I can see something right next to me, that's enough.
Yeah,
for
it
me
gets
to
30
breathe
foot of
all
light.
over it. Yeah,
Well,
I can
if
breathe,
it
I can
comes
breathe my
behind
fire over
you.
things. It will just die. It'll be fine.
Well, speaking of being prepared, you see Hedda put on what appears to be a strange pair of metal spectacles.
What do those do?
Yeah, they grant me the ability to see in the darkness, but not in the way that you might think. And then she'll pass them over. Zas, I need a con save. As you
Yeah,
put
because I
these on.
have.
It's got nothing to do with night vision.
Okay. That's 10.
Yeah, you just feel dizzy and sick as everything is in rainbow spectrums of light.
Do these
They
You're
see
okay
heat.
with this?
see heat?
They see heat, yes. They are infravision.
I'll
But
hand
takes
it back
a
over there.
lot of practice to be able to use them if you're not born with the ability.
I'll hand it back over.
She will...
You're looking alright over there, Zaz. You look like you're a bit
I just got this image of this lizard just...
queasy.
The colors of the spectrum were a bit beguiling. I'm fine.
Maybe I'll pass on having a look at that then.
Well, she's put them back on her head. But yeah, as the group progress, the Lagon siblings are moving around and touching everything. But as I said, most of what is here is just rubble. You get the impression, and you will be told by Karina as you walk through, this entire floor has been excavated of anything important. There were books and scrolls here. This was more a sort of, the top floor was more a sort of monastery for the priests of the dead. It was their home, as opposed to a place where people were buried. So yeah.
Do I see any sort of like
if-
mushrooms or plant life in
No,
here?
nothing. It is just rock.
Nothing.
Yes.
If I may ask, why are we still here? Why are we not moving on?
I am
to
sort of.
the
You
next
are
time?
moving forwards slowly. I
Oh.
just was giving you guys time to sort of prep
Right.
and get in.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was just about to ask why are we still hanging around here with
Well, the thing is you
daylight's
must.
burning and we've got a job to do.
Well, daylight's irrelevant, but you get down
True.
here. But yeah, you will
You
have
know
to
what I
travel
mean.
slowly, as the dead are known to arise within these areas. And as you progress through these large cavernous rooms, you do occasionally come to a point where there may once have been a wall with a door in. Occasionally you see that bits of an arch or two pillars of the sides of a doorway. At one point, you actually see an arch with a doorway with a door itself on the floor. But you see nothing of major interest, I suppose I should say. And eventually, you are able to progress to a point where floor-to-ceiling wall is intact, almost all the way across right to left. And Master Elgin puts his hand up and says, right, beyond here is where the mists begin. Please don't be disconcerted, but they are what displays most clearly the thin veil between life and death. And as he opens this, you will all feel slightly cold, a shiver, and you notice that there is a thin, pale blue mist. It doesn't really obscure the vision so much as just give everything a bit of a creepy feel. And for those of you who listen carefully, I'll take anybody's roll who has a passive perception of 12 or higher. Which I think is 2 or 3 of you.
That'll be a 14.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, both of you are paying enough attention that you hear this very faint noise. It's a little bit like the end of the ringing of a bell. You know, there's just a slight resonance. It's quite high pitched, and it just consistently sounds. As each of you speak, you will hear the echo of your own voice reply back to you, and you will also hear something else. And that is, it sounds a little bit like if any of you have heard the thunk of an axe into a trunk of a tree.
Hmm.
Hearing that, I'll probably stop for a second. What does that sound?
Likely battle up ahead.
I'll prepare my
Oh.
cane.
But by up ahead, he sure as hell doesn't mean in the next 10 minutes. The sounds do get louder, but he still walks you very slowly. And Karina will tell you that when the mages first came here, they let themselves get surrounded. They didn't realize that the undead were coming in, and after a while found themselves fighting too many at once. So it's very important to take a slow and steady progress.
You make it sound like it ended badly for them.
Most were rescued, but some received injuries that were unhealable.
Ah,
Not to mention the scarring that it can leave emotionally. You know, the undead, it's much more scary when they speak to you.
what?
Well,
What?
Zaz, maybe you should go forward first.
Will.
Master Elgon sort of turns around. Don't tell them ghost stories, girl. Sometimes the undead will speak out, confusing you for people they knew in their real life. You would do best to ignore it.
Maybe they just want to make friends.
Master Elgon gives you the dirtiest look, as if like, are you an idiot, boy? And then just carries on. It's best to ignore the whispers of the dead. Yes?
I'm gonna minor conjuration a skull. I want to be your friend, again. Be my friend.
I'll be your friend. What's your
I'll strike
name?
at it with my cane.
A big globe of white light will appear in front of you all.
Oh no.
As Master Elgon will turn around, and this is not the place for games.
So I'm sorry, I thought DC was being attacked.
Yes, and instead you attacked me.
As this is going on, you hear a and quick jump back. As you turn back, you notice that he who was in front of Master Elgon and last in line, while Master Elgon had stepped forward to deal with you, Bryson has fallen to the ground and is shivering and shaking. Master Elgon leans down and puts his hand on his shoulder. What's wrong with you, boy? You see his eyes at first are completely white. There are no pupils, no iris.
What
He
the
shakes his
fuck?
head wildly, like he's fitting almost. Master Elgon puts out what appears to be a blue sort of orb that surrounds all of you. Get ready, a fight is coming. Don't listen to the whispers.
I put my fingers in my ears so I can't hear.
And on that beautiful note, we'll be back in a moment. So, the teacher tells you to stand strong, for there is the likelihood of you being attacked relatively shortly, and I shall do some scrolling. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Grab that ready beforehand. And I will ask you all to roll initiative, please.
Ten.
11.
It should be going in. Yep. Zas, you said 10. And
Yes.
Kenna, Veltria, Alora.
22.
Have you ever
Donovan.
rolled badly on initiative? Ever?
I was a 19. I was very happy with it.
I don't think you've ever rolled bad on initiative. I swear every time we've ever fought on any game, it's just like, yeah, I'm
I think-
first.
I think I have advantage with Kenna.
You do. But still. As you hear this sort of gasp from Bryson, you see that his eyes have gone pale white. You notice that Master Elgin sort of lets out this blue orb around everybody, and then he begins to look deeply into the boy's eyes. You can assume he's not going to be partaking in this fight. Approaching the your allies, let's just get your allies up, actually. Oh, didn't need to do that. So we have the Legom siblings, who are, oh goodness me, when did she get so fat?
Wow.
Who are up ahead of you like this. You have Heta, who is slightly behind you. You have Bryson, who, well, God only knows what's happening with him. And you have Master Elgin with him. We have Cassandra up the front. Here with the Lady Karina right at the front. And you notice that the Lady Karina seems to be in a similar situation with Cassandra. So realistically, it's the Lagon siblings, Heather, and yourselves in the middle. And let me just grab everything here, because I've started you guys in a really weird place for the battle. There we go. Around you are a few bits of rubble, but there's basically no cover in any way. And you begin to see, coming towards you, a small skeleton. It's roughly hit. Oh! Go back to where you were put, please. You see an unusual wraithy form holding a sword. Coming from here, you see maybe a dim bit of light adjusting, and a second skeleton. I think that's all you can see for now. Yep. Veltria, you are.
Okay, I'm gonna move over just above between Brierson and the wraith with the sword.
So here.
Yeah.
Bryson's number 4, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And please give me a Arcana check to determine the nature of the blue globe that Master Elkin has put up.
9.
9? Nope, you haven't got a clue. Good luck. I will tell you, though, the globe has surrounded all of you and these enemies. It is out. The enemies are within the blue globe.
Okay, I'm going to cast Mage Chain on E2.
Okay, E2 is the Wraith Warrior. Yes.
It's a dex save.
Okay, I think these rolls should come up for everybody, but correct me if they don't. We all see that? I rolled a 2.
Well, a 3.
Well, yeah, I rolled a 2. It's a 3 overall. Okay, cool. It's a 3, love.
Okay, so it's restrained, and it makes a strength saving throw at the end of its turn in order to move.
Cool. Does that conclude your turn?
As a bonus action, I'm going to attempt to pull my spells back.
Okay, please give me your Arcana check, your DC in this moment of panic. Actually, before we get to what your DC is, or what your check is, has a Veltria ever seen a real fight before?
No, not really.
You've been in combat training class, but you've not had a real fight. In that case, I shall roll with advantage, and your DC is 14.
Oh, my roll was 8 plus 7, 15.
Marvelous. That's what we like to hear.
Nice.
Yeah, I rolled with advantage. I still rolled a 3. So, yeah, you're able to pull your spells back in. Fantastic. And that concludes your turn. We come first to E1. Imagine that. How logical. Has the music stopped? Or is it just skipping tracks?
It's just low.
Okay, let me... You know how loud I've got it.
It's doing
it's
doing the build
tracks,
up.
Yeah. Cool. So at this point, E1 is going to fire its strange bow. Who can it see? Yeah, I think it's going to fire its bow once at... Yeah, that's going to hit. That's going to hit Matthias. Oh, big man deeds. And he's going to fire it twice, and my god, Ziggy, this arrow just kind of speeds past you. Restrained strength save at the end of the turn, you said?
I cast it on E2.
Yep, I'm on into E2 now. So he rolls attacks with disadvantage, is that correct?
He is restrained. I don't know what the restraint condition does to attack rolls. I think it does.
Sure it's disadvantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
advantage.
So that is a 14 to hit you.
Restrained creature speed becomes 0.
Yeah, I know that bit, but
Yeah.
attacks made by this creature are at disadvantage, correct?
Yeah.
And attacks against this creature are made at advantage.
Yes.
Yes. Brilliant. Okay, cool.
And disadvantage on deck
What's
saves,
it
but
trying
yeah.
to hit me with?
An arrow.
Oh, I thought he had a sword.
He does.
Oh well, swapping weapons on me. Yeah, no, it misses.
No, he didn't use a weapon to fire this arrow.
Okay, it
That's
misses.
all I can give you with that one. Yeah, it literally just an arrow came out of his hand and fired at you.
Okay.
Yeah. Cadmus, you're up.
Yeah, I'm not liking how this is looking, so I'm going to run towards E4 and D3.
E4 and E3. E4 and E3. You have how much movement speed?
I have a total of 20 walking speed, so
Are you encumbered with that?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you've got 30-foot movement speed. We're ignoring
We'll just go there. And
Do you want to be in melee range with them, or just there?
not quite, just
Okay,
there
cool.
for the time being.
I don't know why you would, but... Oh,
Well,
thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going to breathe on them. They're going to need a dex save DC 14.
Interesting. So 14... and 11.
So 1 pass, 1 fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10 fire damage on a fail. 5 on a pass.
Okay. Oof. That's quite a good hit, actually. Does that conclude your turn?
It's bonus action. I'm going to No, actually, I won't. Yeah, that way in my turn.
Cool. Zaz, you're up.
Okay. Okay, so seeing that, what I'm going to do now, it's up to you to decide, because in how Entangle reads, it says a creature. It doesn't say like, that means I can put it in, it's an area of effect, but I can maybe hit 2, but it's up to you how you rule it.
I think it's anything in the area.
Yeah, it's anything in the area. It's just area.
Just double checking. Okay, so
Any
then
creature in the area. It should say any creature in the area.
it should
when you
say any
cast the
creature,
spell.
yeah.
But that's what it means.
Okay. So then I will see Cadmus. I will cast Entangle in E4 and E3.
Okay. E4 is like a ball of light.
Oh, he is. Okay. And E3 is
E3 is a skeleton. And
Is a
severely
skeleton.
damaged. Yeah.
okay. Oh, if that's the case,
But your entangle will stay in that area, right?
yeah, it'll stay in the area if he's caught.
Well,
But,
you don't know if others will advance, right? That was
yeah. Let's do it just to be careful. Yeah, I'll entangle in that area.
Okay. That's a 20-foot cube, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have a thing to put there? That'll be interesting. Let's. Got that size, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's just going to remind me that when I want to bring it back up, where the entangle is. Cool. And any bonus action?
No. What I'll do is I will move up to number 2 is yeah. I just want to be a bit of like a wall between them, so I'm gonna step up in front of 2 there, in between those 2. Yeah,
You're
right
going to
there.
protect the
Fine.
Lagon siblings. Noble.
I hate to, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Please bear in mind that you were traveling from left to right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's so you where you're trying to get to is to the far right. Okay. That brings us to E3. What was the save for entangle?
13. Strength.
Yeah, I was just wondering about the number. That is a 12. Cool.
Right.
So he is restrained as well, right?
Yes. Veltra, are you fine over there?
Good enough for now.
Okay.
That is a 7 to hit you. Cadmus?
Nope.
Didn't think so. And he will make a strength save at the end of his turn as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's fair.
Okay.
Bartholomew. No, I don't think he does make a save at the end of his turn, does he?
Yeah.
Make
Let me see. Creature shame of the can use action to make. Oh, use action. Sorry, use action.
Yeah, that's correct. So he didn't attempt to restrain himself. Yeah, cool. Bartholomew, you're up.
Okay, so I am going to
Okay, I know what you're gonna do. Yeah, bear with me a second.
You might want to get 2 of them.
No, that's not what I was looking for. Yep. Go on. Where are they going?
So they are going in the square in between E2 and E1. Both of them, like next to each other. So yeah, so like I like point my staff over there, and some blue mist from the orb inside the dragon's mouth comes out and separates and appears these 2 wisps. That'll be the end of my turn, and then their turn. So the left one's going to attack E2.
Okay, ranged attack, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Which is 18 to hit,
That'll hit.
as it fires out a beam. That's 3 psychic damage.
Yep.
And the other one will attack E1.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 10 to hit.
No.
Okay, cool. And that's the end of my turn.
Cool. That brings us to E4. Leovold, Maverick. Oh, there we go. I'm doing those things. Yeah, Leovold, Maverick, and Brooke. Because I put the numbers on the thing. Kappa, Ziggy, and Bartholomew, you need to make a charisma save, as does Heta.
This is against magic?
No. No, not really.
Wow.
Ooh, 0. Shit.
That's brilliant.
I got a 12.
Okay. And Ziggy?
It's a 6.
Well, a DC of 8 was quite fair to you guys. Apparently not. Ziggy and Bartholomew, both of you will fall to your knees. Your eyes will go bright.
12 didn't
red.
pass him.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, you pass. Ziggy and Cadmus, you sink to your knees. Your eyes will glaze over white, and you will begin to hear the voices in your mind.
Damn, this ain't magic.
Possession?
Sorry, what was that, Sass?
I said possession.
Sort of. Sort of, yes. And lo and behold, you will see another beast. As he heads over here. It is now the turn. Oh no, sorry, we've got one more. Ziggy, your turn. You may make a charisma save at the end of your turn. That is it.
So 20.
That's a 20. Yeah. You are out, but that, yeah. That is the end of your turn, I'm afraid. And so we will come to Heta. Wow, that's a nat one. Heta sort of turns around and attempts to fire a bolt of flame. She hits Karina in the back.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's Heta for you, right? Ooh! But Karina is not fucking about. As she sort of leans over Cassandra's shoulder as she holds her. And you see an image of E1 standing next to E1 and E5 next to E5. And they begin to fight each other. She has caused them to fight a simulacrum of themselves. Which is kind of cool. Bryson's save is absolutely diabolical. Elgon was at the top of the order, so we go back to the beginning. Elgon will make his spell. Veltria, you will have advantage on your next attack and savings throw.
Okay.
Veltria, it's your turn.
Do I have to use that immediately?
It's on your next saving throw, on your next attack.
So if I don't have an attack roll,
Then you won't use it.
so I can still use it after that.
Yeah. They will last indefinitely.
Okay.
Well, sort of. As you look at him, you do notice that there is a blue swirling mist around him. You don't know if that's because he's concentrating on the weird blue orb around you all, or on the little thing that just sort of surrounded you, the blue light that just surrounded you and your body. But you can assume he's concentrating on one of them.
Could I tell what seemed to take over the three of them, like which entity it seemed to come from?
None of the ones
Would
you
I
can
have
see.
noticed?
None of the ones you can see.
Okay, then I'm just going to magic missile E2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give me some damage.
Jeez, 9 total.
Cool. Wasn't very nice of you. E1 will shamble on over, in fact, his ass.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 18 to hit you.
I will shield.
Ooh, good man. E2, you said got free with a 15, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. He will shamble on over to you.
I'm going to silvery barbs that.
That is an 18 to hit you.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, cool. And you can do something with that, right? Somebody has advantage on a something sometime, somewhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna give advantage to Zas.
On his next
Attack.
attack, right. That's 8 slashing damage. Yeah. Cadmus, you're up. Charisma save, Cadmus. Cadmus?
Yeah.
I know you don't pay attention in class, but come on, we're in battle.
Right, what's
Charisma
it
save,
save?
end of your turn.
Yeah, no.
You are going to enter stage 2 of possession, as now you will stand back up. Your eyes moving from a white to a pale blue. You don't know what that means yet. We'll find out. Zas.
Yes.
It is you up.
Seeing that, I'll turn and I will cast Chromatic Orb on E2. This is the advantage. I think it's worth it. I'm gonna test it at 2nd level.
Yep. Silvery Bobs, is it your next attack, or is it...
Yeah, next.
Yeah.
It's the next attack or saving throw or something else.
It's not of
ability
their
check.
choice. Right, okay. Cool.
19, 20.
24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. What's the damage type, please?
Acid. Actually, I could choose. Hold on, I could choose.
Yeah. You can, but I liked your acid decision. It made sense.
Yeah, I'll go for
Schematic,
acid.
yep. You notice that it seems to dissolve slightly the old metal armor that's on this skeleton's body, a bit of its sword.
18
it's definitely
points.
effective. Yeah, that's very effective. You see that he is looking rather worse for wear.
Currently there are no. There are no bonus actions for me currently. That's it.
E3 will attempt to make his strength save to get out. That's a 14.
That's a success.
Okay, and he shall move over to Cadmus, but he cannot attack because he has used his action. Bartholomew, you're up.
Okay, so I am going to attack E1. They need to make an intelligence save.
What are you casting, please?
Mind Sliver.
That's a 1.
Great. So just
This is E1, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like an ethereal purple blade like hovers above his head before stabbing into his skull, dealing 1 psychic damage.
He does, however, have disadvantage on his next attack, correct?
On his next saving throw. So anyone wants to use a saving throw.
Brilliant.
And then
Disadvantage, it's minus a d4, right?
Yes.
Right, okay, yeah. 2 different things. I'm thinking
Oh, yeah.
frostbite. Yeah.
And then my 2 wisps will attack.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 15 hit you too?
I would imagine so. Let me just... No, it doesn't.
Oh shit, okay.
Sorry. Yes, it does. Yes, it does because of acid. Yes, it does.
Okay, great. That was 5
That's what
psychic
the acid
damage.
did. Yeah, I just forgot about that. Weird that psychic damage would be blocked by armor anyway, but hey, that's how D&D works.
Okay, so that's 5 psychic damage to E2.
Yeah.
And then the second wisp does a 23 hit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna hit E2 as well. And that is 3 psychic
Ooh,
damage.
he is looking severely hurt.
And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. E4 is going to... no, he has full faith that that'll be absolutely fine. He's going to attempt to step into your space, Bartholomew. Bartholomew, you need to make a Constitution save, please.
Ooh.
That's a 11.
That's 23 necrotic damage out of a possible 24.
I'm down.
Sorry, that's disgusting.
My wisps have disappeared as well.
Oh. Apologies. Yeah, I did not expect to roll 23 out of 24 damage. E5 is going to make its attack on... oh, no, it has to make a save first. And that's a fail. It will attack itself. As you notice, its shadowy image comes up. Ziggy, did you succeed in your con save last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Ziggy, your turn is up. It's your turn.
It's a bonus action to use potions. Is that correct?
Okay, it is.
So I'm gonna go use my standard potion on.
You can't pour a potion down somebody who's unconscious.
Oh, we went over this. Yes, I always forget that.
Please don't drown.
All right, so I'm not gonna do that. I always forget. All right, so never mind.
Don't worry, somebody will pick him up, I'm sure.
How's E1 looking?
Nearly dead.
All right, I'm gonna cast.
Oh no, E1's looking hurt. Not nearly dead.
I'm gonna cast poison spray on E1. It's a con 13 saving throw.
I will not make that saving throw. I'm afraid that as the poison drips onto the skeletal body, nothing happens. Heads up, if it ain't got flesh, poison won't work in D&D in general. Yep, that's it's a lesson we learned, right? But at least you're not possessed and dying. Cadmus.
Well, before I finish, I'm gonna bonus action summon my chair and sit down.
Good work. And that will bring us to Karina. That's 11 HP to you, Bartholomew. As you notice that she makes a small incision on her own arm and extends her hand towards you, a silver glowing light across the hole, if you like. Bryson is in 3rd stage possession, as he is going to make an attack on a Veltria. Veltria, that's an 8 to hit you.
From who?
From Bryson, who's possessed now. He's failed his
Great.
chest save 4 times. Does an 8 hit you? I didn't think so.
No.
He might be possessed. He's also incompetent. Don't worry about it. Elgon will cast on Bartholomew. Bartholomew will have +4 to your next save. Okay. And Veltria, you are... No, you're not. Sorry, I've forgotten the Lagon siblings. E1 is dead. As a thin bolt of blue light comes out of... Did we change her name? We did, right? What did we change it to?
Oh God.
Fuck.
I've definitely changed it, but what did I change it to?
It was Eladria.
It was Eladria.
Cool! If you guys can remember what it was, then we'll call her Eladria. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, as she holds her hands up, a blue light comes out, and E1 is massacred. Matthias is going to attempt to firebolt E2. Ooh, that's a natural 19 on the dice. E2. Oh. That's a D4. That's not what I was trying to roll. Wrong dice. It's a D10, right? Firebolt, anyone? D10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Cool. E2 is dead.
Nice.
And we come to Veltria.
Okay.
Bear in mind, your biggest problem right now seems to be the guy who's about to... This light ball is, like, literally going into Cadmus. Not Cadmus, sorry. Bartholomew.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna, Heck, we're in a crypt. I'm gonna chill touch the ball of light.
What's the damage type on that?
Necrotic. But if it's undead, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against me.
Sure. You can have
So, I'm trying something.
that. Okay.
It's a 20 to hit.
That hits.
And if it takes necrotic, it's 5.
You don't notice it make any difference.
Okay. But I'm still going to move over to it and attempt to draw its attention.
Okay, however, do remember that it didn't appear to make any sort of attack against, Bartholomew.
Okay, actually... I've already used my action. I can't, like, help in any way.
No, but, you know, as you arrive, you see that Bartholomew has been steadied by this blue light around him, and he seems to be a bit, bolstered by your presence.
Sure.
I can't give you any
there's-
more than that,
there's
but what
nothing-
you've done is helpful. That's all I can explain to you.
Yeah, there's nothing
What
more I
you've
can
done
really
is
do.
actually very helpful, but you don't know why. Cool. This dude's dead. Why is he trying to take a turn? Fuck off. He once trying to have a turn. I'm like, nope. Cadmus, you need to make your con save, please.
Con save?
Charisma save.
Yeah, that's a no.
Can I Silvery Barbs that or
What
no?
is wrong with your dice?
I have a
Can you
minus
make
2
him
to
reroll
charisma
with Silvery Barbs?
saves.
Silvery barbs means you use the low one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, but you haven't rolled below. It's a DC 8. It's not that hard, is it?
Yeah, that
Cadmus,
means it's going to be. They've got to roll 10 or above. So that's like, yeah.
It's a 50-50 chance. You failed it 3 times in a row. Give me the damage on your any damage cantrip you have. Do you have damage cantrips?
Yeah, like I've got Firebolt, Rare
Firebolt, great.
Frost,
Who's the
pick.
nearest person to you? Ziggy. Roll to hit Ziggy with a firebolt.
Yeah, that's a.
Oh, sorry, no, Ziggy's not the closest person to you. An 18 will hit Cassandra.
Oh.
It's alright, if she fails her next con save, Charisma save, she's gonna
that's,
fire back.
That's fucking 6 damage.
Yeah, she's not happy about that. But, well, we don't know. She's busy being possessed. Zas, you're up. I thought a
Seen the ball.
DC-8 would ruin 2 of my players. Go on.
Seeing the ball of light, I will like switch around the cane and pull out the wand of magic missiles. I'll spend 3 charges.
Find the only thing he's not resistant to, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
3 charges, and I'll fire 5 magic missiles at the little wisp thingy. 16 points of force damage.
I just realized that I spent this entire fight using the the abjuration teacher's spell sheet. Hold on, conjuration wizard teacher. Whatever. I make mistakes. Life goes on. Does that conclude your turn?
Do I notice, like, well, I already saw Cadmus trying to attack Cassandra. So I'm gonna make my way toward Bart, in order to provide any sort of cover or help that I can, and probably get ready to engage with Cadmus. But yeah, that'll be my turn for now.
Okay. E3 is going to swing at Cadmus. That is at advantage. That's a 15 to hit you, Cadmus.
Do I still have enough self-determination to be able to protect
can't
myself?
No reactions, I'm afraid.
Well, yeah, that hits then.
6 slashing damage. Bartholomew, you're up.
I'd like to take 5 foot north. Get the fuck away from E4. And then it needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
It's not capable of doing so, so that's an automatic success.
Great, so it's got the minus 1d4 to a next saving throw that hits it, and it takes 6 psychic damage.
Psychic
As
damage?
a-
Cool.
Yes, as a ethereal purple blade stabs into it. It has a head, right?
No, it's a ball of light.
Then just stabs into the ball.
And it is the ball of light's turn. Now I need to do a little bit of soul searching. Nope. Nobody is isolated. Okay. That is. That is not what I was looking for. I was looking for. Everybody needs to make a wisdom save apart from Cadmus.
Is this against magic?
Yes, this one is.
18.
17.
Is this a charm or being put to sleep?
No, it's to be frightened. So if you're a mouse
7.
folk, you can roll with advantage. It's DC 13. Anybody who gets below a 13 will be frightened of E4. Anybody who gets above will not. And that brings us to E5, who must make his check. Not known for his charisma, but that is a nat 20. So E5 is going to attack Karina. Such deeps. Yeah, he's not very bright. DC, your turn.
I'm gonna walk up to Bartholomew.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not gonna stay just out of melee range with the dude attacking him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna. What exactly is it?
It's a ball of light.
It's a ball of light. All right. Just gonna yell at it. Stay away from my friend. I'm gonna cast a guiding bolt on it.
Oh.
All right.
Trick saving, baby.
Fuck me, man.
All right. Let's see how this goes.
Fucking wizards turn up with radiant damage. It's just wrong.
It's
That'll
a
hit.
It's a 17 to hit. For 16 damage.
Sorry, who?
16 damage, if that does anything.
It's not dead, but it does a lot.
Great.
Okay.
Hold on, bonus action.
yeah.
I reset down.
Oh, great.
Sorry.
Good.
Now I'm done.
That's important. Evandria will nat 20 a firebolt. Oh, sorry, she's got frostbolt. At E5, that is 16 damage. Ooh, that's not fucking about. Matthias, not so bright. Oh no, actually he is. That's a nat 19, and he will firebolt. For 1 damage. On E4, who appears not to be too phased by it. Hedda will. Oh my god, Hedda's dice are just broken. Yeah, she fires a fireball to just flies past Cadmus's head. Bryson gets a nat 20 and succeeds on his getting out of his being possessed. Cassandra, not so lucky, is going to throw a firebolt at Karina for 4 damage. Karina is going to let out a strange silvery light towards Veltria and Zas and Heta. Each one of you will have advantage on your next saving throw.
Okay.
And Elgon, who is a conjuration wizard, is going to conjure a sword of pure flame above E3. It will take its turn. That is a 24 to hit. Cool. E3 is dead. It'd be nice if you had it on that like 5 turns ago, wouldn't it? Veltria, you're up. I would tell you how wounded the ball of light is, but honestly, I don't think you're going to be able to tell.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do what I do best, and I'm just gonna create a bonfire.
Good, sick. Yeah. Give me some deeps. That's a
Need
dex
a dex
save.
save. Ooh. But it's a full 8 fire damage.
Nice.
It's a 13 on the save.
Fail.
So it is dead. Oh, fuck off, E4.
Work.
Murdered Bartholomew. Cadmus, you're up. Charisma save, please.
That's an 8.
Yay! Well done, you managed to roll a 10 on a d20. You're absolutely fine. But that is the end of your turn, Zas. You're up. E5 appears severely wounded.
Really wounded. Okay. Well then, I will cast Chromatic Orb. You said I have advantage on my next saving throw, though, right? Not
Yeah.
the attack. Okay.
I don't think you can miss this. Unless you're at 1.
14?
Yeah.
14. 17 acid
Jesus
damage.
Christ. Okay, yeah, that's very dead. Cool. And as E5 drops down, just bear with me a second. Let me just grab some music. As we will take away the battlefield, you are all able to sort of get back close to each other. Bryson is just coming around, as is Cadmus.
Is everybody okay?
The training
couldn't hit
dummies
me.
don't usually hurt this much.
Yeah. This is very different.
You did well, students. Fought bravely. Here. And as you turn to Elgon, you'll notice this blue sphere. At the edge of this blue sphere are various undead monsters. We must
Bastards.
we must take some rest and wait for the priests to get to it. For the others to get to us. I've sent out a signal. You may each take a short rest.
Are the undead that we defeated, are they within our just within that circle, within that globe?
The ones you've defeated are within the globe, yeah.
Okay. Can I check the bodies, see if there's anything interesting on them or anything that's of use?
You will find 2 animal bones when searching the skeletons, but give me an intelligence check when you look where the ball of light was.
Okay. Ooh, 17.
17, okay. Yeah, you are able to extract 1 ectoplasm.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use my arcane recovery and get 2 spell slots back.
Same.
This arcane recovery.
Wizards after short rest can get spell slots back.
I would
to
have
a combined level.
Wizard. I have never noticed that.
Up to a combined level of 2.
So you can get 2 level 1 slots or 1 level 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's once per long rest, right? It's once per day.
Once per short rest, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, once per long rest, you do it when
It's
you finish
long.
a short rest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, no, I do know what that is. Okay, cool. I just, for some reason, my brain just froze up with that. Yeah,
So,
do bear in mind, I think 2 of you won a mana potion. Did either of you add it to your inventory?
Yes.
I think Ziggy won the other one, possibly? Is it Ziggy?
A mana potion?
Yeah, 2 of you won a potion of mana.
I don't remember. When did that happen?
In class at some point. Well, anyway, I know Veltria won one. I don't know who won the other one. But yeah, if you have that, do bear in mind, obviously, that restores spell slots as well. Cool. And after a wait of about an hour and a half, which actually, all of you, give me just a constitution check, just to see how you're feeling in this moment, as you are all surrounded by this blue orb, and outside this are these undead beasts.
17.
17.
19.
Yeah, is anybody feeling particularly terrified, or are you all, like, doing all right as per your lessons?
16.
Yeah, you're all fine.
I rolled a 7, but I don't really get scared naturally. Like...
No, Ziggy's just totally confused. Like, he's aware that there was sort of a fight, and he understands, like, all of those concepts, but in terms of, like, what's going on right now, with the spirits speaking through the orb and stuff, it's not really affecting Ziggy, I don't think.
I keep my bonfire going.
Lovely. Yeah, that's lasts for a minute, right? So you're going to keep concentrating on that for every minute, or are you going to take the short rest to gain HP?
No. Short.
It's not particularly cold here, and the teachers are uninjured. except for a small smouldering mark on the bottom of Karina's chin where Karina shot her with a firebolt, where Cassandra shot her with a firebolt. As you group around, Bryson is shivering, and he sort of looks around, and I was always terrified of ghosts. And then there were voices in my brain. I'm so sorry. Hold us up. You've got the wrong voice, but that's fine. We're going to carry on as we were. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause us such a problem.
On the bright side, Bryson, you missed.
Well, there is that, but it was like having someone inside me. Nasty.
Realizing
Yeah, go on.
that I'm gonna turn and look at Cassandra. How does she seem?
Unfazed.
Unfazed
Give
by
me
her
an
mind being
insight
taken
check.
over? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good. That's 18.
Unfazed. I'm afraid
Okay.
she's better at deception than she is at anything else. So yeah, she's shrugging it off, but you know that nobody's shrugging that off. You know, Cadmus is probably quite spooked. Bartholomew, you of
More
course
angry than anything, but
went
yeah.
unconscious briefly. And Karina will come over to you and... Are you hurt, boy?
Not anymore.
I apologize, I couldn't stop it before it happened.
That's fine. You know, these things happen.
Yes, they do. Don't worry, it'll be about 10 minutes.
I'll walk to the edge of the bubble just to take a look at the undead that are crowding around it and see if there's anything else in this chamber that I can see at least.
You do see one thing, which is a bright light coming towards you at a very slow pace from the direction in which you were traveling. And then you also just notice a strange undead moving around the area.
This is fascinating.
They're not attacking. They just seem oblivious.
If I activate the light on my ring, do they even
Nothing.
focus on it? Nothing. Master Elgin, then why were we attacked?
I can only use this once. He gestures towards the blue orb. This is no wizard spell. This was given to me by a priest. Something I broke upon the ground just once. I didn't expect us to be overwhelmed so quickly. And the undead are active today. I don't know why.
Understood. Well, I guess as we wait, I'll sit down and grab my book and do a little study.
Well, it won't be long before Galen appears, and this is somebody you've not met. You see a really broad-shouldered. He looks to be human, possibly, maybe. No, actually, if Eltria, you'd recognize him to be half-elf. He has slightly pointed ears, very broad shoulders. He holds a sort of staff in his left hand, but he's sort of leaning on it, and he's got a sword in his right hand that glows with that white light. This is the light that you saw coming towards you. And you notice that he comes through a couple of undead, and he just sort of slices them into pieces as he eventually walks into the globe. And you must be the second-year students, right?
Indeed.
Excellent. I hope you've not found your journey here too taxing. We have plenty of menial tasks we need help with. He looks over. Karina, it's good to see you. Master Elgon. Come. Let us go. And with that, he will gesture for you all to step out of the blue circle. A couple of times you'll notice undead moving towards him, but he's just going to sort of obliterate them, single hits. There's a big difference between a teacher that teaches conjuration and a full-on battle mage who does this day in, day out. This is his practice. None of the undead are particularly strong. He does hurry you along a little bit. You can see his resources aren't indefinite. A couple of times he resorts to a wand as opposed to his own hand. But eventually he is able to get you to a spiral staircase. Leads down into a narrow corridor and eventually breaks out into a wide hall. And we will be group number 1 right now. This is our party. And as you arrive on a tattered, unusual mat, you notice that there are a couple of well-lit braziers either side of you. And straight ahead of you is a wizard's desk, behind which sits an old-looking man, wispy grey hair up to one side. He's got a hat on, but it's sort of leaning off to one side, and he appears to be hunched over the desk writing something. You notice a couple of other wizards coming and going in this room, and they have actually set up like a makeshift office. He leads you up to the desk where there's parchment on this gentleman, but you see that there are a couple of bookshelves that have clearly been brought here, and a couple of tables where other resources and books have been made. And you see just over here on the left-hand side, you see a couple of sort of makeshift tents and stuff, where people might take rest and stay here overnight.
Do I see the lexicon anywhere? Or I wouldn't know,
No,
even know what
no.
it looks like.
No, you don't see anything that you don't recognize. But yeah, as you get downstairs, just bear with me a second. Yeah, everything's a bit more brightly lit. Everything's a bit warmer. This has been, constantly worked on by wizards for quite a long period of time recently. So in this room, yeah, everything's quite calm and rational.
When do you need us to start these menial tasks?
Immediately.
Yeah, I'll just my eyes will kind of fall over to the bookshelf.
Yeah, on the bookshelf you see that these seem to be handwritten books, all of them. You can assume that they're the journals of the excavationists. And
anyone needs to rest, or?
Well, whether you do or don't, Galen is going to gesture towards this. I'm going to use another cursor just to sort of this area here, where there is a collapsed archway that needs to be sort of brought up. You can see that a gap has been made small enough for a person to walk through, but you need it bigger. He also wants to try and widen this gap over here between two fallen parts of wall. Where again, the gap's a little bigger. And then he will take you through and show you there's another large area here where the ceiling has crumpled down in front of it, where they want to try and raise it back up. And he will also lead Veltria and Bartholomew over to this area over here. Actually, in fact, let's get your little counters just so that we can remember that. Veltria and Bartholomew. You'll be led over here. Where you are told that sometimes undead becoming. Yes, sometimes undead begin to come from these areas over here. All he wants you to do is to keep watch, one of you each direction, and to shout if somebody comes. Ziggy, you will be tasked with keeping watch here. Zas and Cadmus, you will be brought for the more menial tasks of excavating this area here. And you will have the help of Heta. The Lagon siblings and Cassandra have gone to the area down here to start work. You notice that Karina and Master Elgin immediately head off past the area where Ziggy has been asked to look and over to this area over here. As you're doing the menial tasks of sort of as Zas and Cadmus, you are given this sort of wall that's crumbled together with a small gap in it. How would you go about making it wider?
I'm assuming this is made of stone, correct?
It is. It's all stone.
Okay. Does it? If I take a look at it, does it seem to be stable? If I would use molten earth, would it fall? Would it crumple around, or?
You get the impression that you would have to mold earth it from the bottom upwards, and slowly it will crumple in until there's nothing left to crumple in. So it's a long job that way. Cadmus, you're attempting to excavate a wall that's got a very small gap in it and is crumbling from the ceiling downwards.
In that case, can I levitate one of the central bits that are crumpling and hold that in place? And
How much weight can levitate lift?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to find it. Why is it not in my spell list right now?
I don't know. So you didn't prepare it. Casting spells you didn't prepare? Are you just cheating on me?
Oh my god! I should have been. I meant to fucking prepare that. Why did I not prepare that?
You can switch it in for something if you want. I can't imagine why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Bring it. You even told me you were bringing it.
Yeah, because I was bringing that, not alt self. Yeah. I don't know why this didn't update. Yeah, okay. So,
Okay,
yeah,
what weight on
levitate.
levitate?
Let's have a look. Weighs up to 500 pounds.
Yeah, no, you will not be able to hold that.
That's heavier than.
Way heavier. The ceiling's collapsing on it.
So we need to get.
So you need to excavate it from the bottom upwards.
Um,
And just
possibly,
let it keep collapsing
Cadmus.
with the gap, unless you can think of something better.
Perhaps a combination. Allow me to focus. Maybe levitate, and I'll create a floating disc.
Is that another 500 pounds?
Yes, another 500 pounds.
Yeah, you're able to get everything to stay still. What you can't do is get any of it to move.
We don't need it to move. We just need it to stay there so it doesn't collapse.
They need the hole way bigger. The device is much larger
we can make
than
the hole bigger, but as
Okay.
long as we can keep the top held in, we should be able to get something. We should be able to sort of rebuild the arch as such, right?
Oh, that's the plan. Okay. Yep. The arch is what's collapsed. Obviously, it looks like it's just an arch in this image, but bear in mind the arch is the gap. Originally, was the gap with all the way up to the ceiling wall, right? And bear in mind the ceiling is 18 foot tall. But yeah, as you start excavating and working on the archway, holding things back with floating disc and levitate, give me a intelligence check and a constitution check. Who's the one using levitate?
I'm using levitate.
You're
That's
the
a
intelligence check.
12 on that.
Yep, okay.
And
so
on the
con
contract,
check with the floating disc, yeah. Oh wait, have I got that the wrong way round? Which one's the concentration spell?
Well, I guess it's a ritual. Let me see.
Levitate's
I think.
concentration.
Right,
Yeah.
sorry, other way round. Yeah.
Okay.
Ritual
intelligence
spell
check.
is just an in check, yeah.
Right, that's a 15 on con.
Fantastic. Yeah, you're able to
Um,
concentrate on this while you are managing to excavate. Zas, what was your in check?
14.
Okay, so you're also able to, and that's better. You are also able to move the sort of the floating disc into the right places to keep making things go. And after a while, Hedda sort of comes on over to you. And, some tough work they've got you doing there. Anyway, I can help.
It's not too bad. Sure. Do you think you'll be able to assist with the excavation here? We can hold everything.
I wonder if I also can to help as well, because we use the floating disc to put like most of the rubble back into like a
Just to
particular
hold it.
place, right?
Yeah.
Hold it, right? Can I cast Entangle in order to wrap around the rocks in order to hold them?
With the vines. Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll help. Yeah, she will turn to you and... Do you want the rock moved quickly or slowly?
Let me double check one thing real quick. Relatively quickly. We don't have too much time of being able to support everything, so we need to get everything held and stable.
Hedda steps up and steps into the stone that is down there, and then you just and it explodes outwards as she shields herself within the stone, pushing the rocks outwards. She isn't that tall, so it's not that quick a progress, but she's excavating 3 by 3 foot cubes at a time, which is more than you guys can handle. So, at this point, Ziggy, can I have a perception check, please? Advantage on it if you can hear particularly well, which I don't think you can.
That is an 11.
11. Yeah, you hear an argument between Karina and a voice you don't recognize. Both female.
Close by or
Well, you
which
know
direction?
that Karina went further on from where you currently are. She went up and round this corner.
I'm gonna walk towards the noise.
Yeah, as you get to the edge just here, you see Karina arguing with somebody who appears to be almost 11 foot tall. She's female and she has long black hair just down one side of her head, and with a single red lock down the front, and the left-hand side of her head is completely shaved.
I'm gonna send a message to Karina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say, "Are you okay? Do you need my help?"
Get out of this! She shouts in a way that you've never really heard Karina speak. She's furious right now.
That's a message back though.
No, she
Or is
just
it- it's out loud?
shouted at you. Yeah.
Okay, I'll shout
you
back.
would all have
I'm
heard that.
gonna shout back. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna just walk back.
But as you do that, the gentleman who we started with, Galen, will come and walk past you and pats you on the shoulder and keep up the watch. And he will then walk around this corner, and you hear a sort of quite a strident tone. Will you two stop arguing? You've been given your tasks. If you can't accomplish them in peace, then get back over here and be useful. And moments later, Karina will storm past you, Ziggy, and we'll walk over to where Veltria and Bartholomew are. See anything, boys? Girls?
Not yet.
Well, do you want to take a closer look?
Yes, please.
And she will lead you over to the bottom left of the map, basically. And she'll guide you slightly over here, not too far. And here you see sarcophagi from floor to ceiling. Each one is approximately 3 foot in height, and they stand approximately 8 tall up to the ceiling. And they're lining all the walls all the way around. You see some cairns on the ground and some scattered bones. She gestures towards the bones and explains that this is where they've been laying the bodies to rest that have risen. So all of those enemies that they were fighting up on that floor above, they bring the bones all the way back down here and lay them to rest. She explains that although the mists are present here, none of the bones seem to rise in this area. She then leads you over to a slightly different area. Nope, not what I'm looking for. Try again. And we'll lead you over here to a pit. You see at this pit that after a little while of watching, you notice one of these lizards crawl up. And she explains that this is one of 2 pits in these rooms that seem to go down endlessly. They've tried putting light down here. They've tried lowering somebody down a rope. They've tried sending vision down there, like a disconnected eyeball. And anything thrown down there never seems to make a sound, never drops.
I'm gonna send a Vulture a message. I dare you to jump down there.
Ladies first.
I am neither gender. Please, you go.
I'm gonna peer down it. It's just
Okay,
complete
she'll let you get
blackness.
close enough to peer down it, but she will put her arm out in front of you as you peer down. Careful, careful. You don't want to fall in. It is pure blackness down there. And you will notice as she puts her staff in with light, as soon as it reaches below the rim of the pit, it goes dark. So it's magical darkness inside the pit.
Can I see that? Am I like right next to them?
No, you're up there. You're the Rook.
Has
I didn't know how far away that
wizard
was.
No, that's a good sort of 80, 90 feet. Sorry,
okay.
go on, Vulture.
There's no wizard tried to dispel this.
It doesn't seem to be created by magic. It seems to be permanent. Part of the environment. Most unusual. And the other pit is the same. The magics of the Moon Elves are still way beyond many of us. Since their passing, nobody's really understood where they went or why.
I know don't suppose anybody's levitated down,
They've
flown
tried. They have
down.
endless journey and returned. Well, Gaydon went down for the longest. He was gone almost 16 hours. Found nothing.
What was in the crates and barrels?
They were broken like this when we first came in. We think that perhaps some group were living down here and storing some things here. They seem far more modern than the rest of the ruins.
Was there anything left in there?
Not that we found. Only a few rotting pieces of old clothing. A couple of dusty bottles containing nothing.
If I don't mean to be disrespectful to the skeletons, but wouldn't it be easier to just throw them down this hole? That way no one would have to keep watch on them?
Except...
Smack him on the upper arm.
Except for the fact that we don't know where this hole goes. We wouldn't want to endanger anyone else.
Well, surely anyone who lives down there is not a nice person.
That could be your opinion, but for all we know, they could be trapped. There are signs of civilization here. People once lived in this. Perhaps
I
even
know
before the
there's-
time of the elves.
There's no light as it passes down here. What about noise?
Again, in the first 30 or 40 foot, we were able to hear Galen knocking against the wall. But he swore he went down for the entire 8 hours that he travelled downwards. It took him longer to return. And we couldn't hear any noise after the first 30 foot or so. Quite the puzzle to ponder, don't you think? We have a member of our team here. She's a very strong wizard. I have her name somewhere. Let's find it. Jade. She's a very strong wizard, a Goliath. You may have heard me arguing with her earlier. She...
No, definitely not.
Appreciate that. She wants to send a couple of the dwarves down. We have dwarves here helping with the carpentry, but they are no wizards. She wants to send them down with packs for a couple of weeks' rations. And see whether they can find the bottom.
Isn't that a suicide mission?
I believe so. The dwarves are willing, but I believe she's persuaded them to be so. Anyway, I shouldn't be telling you about the politics of this job. But still.
It's okay. I'll keep your secret.
I know. Anyway, let me show you a couple of other things. And then she will gesture to Cassandra to come and keep an eye here while she leads you off to have a look at some other stuff. She leads the two of you through this small gap and into a room that appears to have an ancient stone altar in it. That moment will take a short break from the two of you as Ziggy, you will be relieved and asked to come over and start the menial work. But beforehand, each of you will be asked to come through and have a look at what you're trying to excavate. You get the impression that perhaps the excavationists are taking a lunch. That's why you're being given a break. Zas and Cadmus, Heta and two of the excavationists will hold the magic in place so you can have a look around. And you're all led into this room where there is a altar in the back left. A stone altar. It appears to have some etchings on it, but they're not a language any of you speak. Though perhaps, Eveltria, you recognize some of the symbols?
Can I ritual curse comprehend languages?
You can, but absolutely nothing will happen.
Okay.
The only reason Eveltria recognizes some of these is because she's seen them on the walls of ancient temples in the lands in which she would have been brought up with the elves. This is ancient Elvish. Comprehend languages requires a little more knowledge of this, as the alphabet itself is different. However, you will be told that the lexicon itself has been able to decipher this language.
Yeah.
And there are studies on people who speak ancient Elvish. And This speaks of an unusual creation. All of these marks on this are the writings of creating a construct. But they seem more advanced than any construct that has been created in the modern era. It doesn't give instructions, it more is notes on the progress of an experiment. And finally, you will be led through to the final room. And in this room, as you get in, you see a fireplace on the left-hand side unlit. One thing you notice about this fireplace is, much like the pit, there seems to be some darkness at the back of it. It looks like it goes up, not down. But again, it's being magically kept dark. At the very center of the room, you see what appears to be an old stone plinth where something has clearly been removed quite violently. And Lady Karina will explain that they don't know what was removed from there. It was gone when they arrived. At the back right, you see a metal and stone statue of an elven prince, you would assume, perhaps king, sat upon a throne. In the very back left of the room, you see an iron chest that seems to be bound down. But what takes your notice is none of those things, but instead 2 bronze circles of metal that appear to be spinning round each other constantly, at the center of which is a blue and grey globe of light, where letters of all sorts of different alphabets are constantly moving up and down. A bit like the Matrix thing, you know, like that, how they're turning.
Code.
The Matrix code in that sense, just to give you guys an image of how it's working, but it's all as if etched into old stone. And she explains that this is the lexicon. And she turns to it, and she speaks first in common and addresses it. Language of receiving. And then she speaks in the Draconic tongue, which I believe all of you will speak at least some of. Language of entry. And then she speaks out sentences in Draconic. And you see that written in these blocks in common are the words she is speaking. She then gestures for one of the excavationists to bring over an old tablet. And this tablet is placed upon, as the 2 circles spin, they gently put their hand on one circle then the other, and the 2 come to a standstill, and a slot appears. It's approximately 4 by 4 foot, and he places the tablet within this slot, and written above it in light, in common, is what is written on the tablet. And you can all see this tablet. It's written in Draconic, and it quite simply says Lexicon Test 3, and then it just has like a bland sentence, you know, hello, we are here to test, you know, typical rubbish. But you see that it is translating the speech. In terms of size, the lexicon is 8 foot in height and in width. It appears to be made of copper, brass, and iron, and appears to be welded into the ground.
Hang on, didn't you say you wanted to move this thing?
Oh, indeed. That is the plan. Karina turns, and it's not going to be a small job.
How do you plan to get this out of the ground?
Well, our excavationists are experts at turning solid stone into soft material. Lifted out. We have tested. It has been lifted out the ground before and replaced in it. It doesn't go down too far.
How do you know that if it leaves this area, it will still work?
We've tested it in another area of the room. I don't know what will happen if it leaves the entire ruins, but your concerns are the same as ours. We aim to test it in rooms as we move it out, and if it stops working, we know that we cannot move it. But if we could get it to the library of the Academy, it could be a resource shared for so many.
Very nice.
I just want to take a moment to have a little check around. Is there anywhere else where anything physically needs to be moved, or has this all been cleared out enough?
Oh, there's plenty. You would need to move the plinth to the center of the room or the statue so that you can get it out. It won't fit between the 2. And then, yeah, once you've got the walls excavated, you also know that it's not going to fit up that staircase that you guys came down. This is a huge job, but you've only been asked to help out for a couple of days. You're not going to be there for the entire project. You can assume that this might take 3 or 4 months, but your class is being called to help with the just making the space in the wall, basically. That's what you're there for.
Okay, so what about moving that statue? Shall we make a start on that? Get that done for you all?
No, you're only being tasked with that wall and keeping watch.
I wonder, Karina, has anyone tried to reverse engineer the lexicon?
The magics contained within it are too big for its size. We could perhaps recreate it, but it would be so large it would be unusable. None of our artificers nor wizards are able to enchant with such complexity into such a small item. Perhaps it is just a lack of power, or perhaps it is the materials used within it. We don't know.
Am I able to touch the lexicon?
Yeah, please do. It'll make no difference. As you will need to touch first the outer circle, then the inner. They will slow down.
All right, I'll do so, and I will ritual cast Identify just to get like the properties and understanding. Nothing
It will
pops
tell
in.
you that the metals are made of copper, iron, and brass. As you try and identify it feels like almost liquid as you push your hand into the light. It's like thick and viscous, and it melts around you. It's silvery. Your hand appears to have no effect on it at all. Your Identify doesn't even register it as existing. Perhaps what you understand here is that Identify is based on a dictionary, on a language, on explanation. It's a bit like you're trying to identify the cosmos or something else. It is just beyond the scope of your brain. It is not something that you even have the words to describe or explain. At this moment, you hear a shriek, and Karina runs out the room.
The shriek of Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, that's right. Karina runs out the room, and one of the excavationists follows her. You are left with only your group. Only you 5 in the room. But as Sorry, go on.
Did the shriek sound like somebody we know?
Ziggy, give me an intelligence check. It was deeper in tone than your average shriek, I'll give you that.
It's 17.
Yeah, Ziggy would recognize this to be the voice of the Goliath that was arguing earlier.
Well,
seems they're fighting again.
However, Zas, do you still have your hand inside the light of the lexicon?
I do.
I think you do. And something unusual happens to you, Zas. As you turn, you see sort of thin, translucent, almost like a mist, surrounding the room, this whole square, except for the back of the fireplace. But you see it's over all the walls.
Except the back of the fireplace. I'm seeing something weird here. Can you possibly check that fireplace? It just seems a little...
I'll take a look.
Are you just going to have a look from where you are? Or are you going to sort of go and poke your head in? Or what are you...
I'll walk over to it, but I won't get like right up in its grill.
Okay, so you're about 5 foot away. You look in and you see pitch blackness.
I'm kind of small. Should I crawl in there?
I'm going to shine light in there.
As soon as the light passes the threshold, the front,
Gets
it goes black.
This may be more personal touch.
Are there rocks, like little pebbles and stuff?
Not in this room.
Is there anything I can just pick up and throw in there? Anything, literally anything.
Cadmus?
Good luck.
There's a couple of dusty books on the floor that look like they were notepads or something.
I'm gonna throw a book in there.
You hear nothing, see nothing.
Bartholomew, did you have an input?
That's you, but...
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I'm gonna turn to a vulture. This is like the well now.
It is. None of it makes sense.
There are.
Should-
I'll
should-
like tell the group that
I'm
there are
gonna
two other
peek
wells.
through like the
Sorry, you cut out
entryway
so
with-
many times there.
I'm gonna peek through the entryway where the arch is and just see if I see any commotion, because, Shriek's kind
Oh.
of concerned.
You can no longer hear the shrieking, and as you get here, you see that there is an excavationist only 6 foot away from you, who appears to be yelling. From what you can see, you can't hear him.
Guys, I think we have bigger problems.
I'm not sure. I'm seeing a mist around this room, except that fireplace.
Can I cast Detect Magic on the blackness in the fireplace as a ritual?
In that 10 minutes while you're casting, we'll focus on everybody else. How close are you getting to the fireplace to cast that?
I'm gonna go, like, literally right up to it.
Oh, bye. Okay, cool. Yep. As soon as you get up to the fireplace, I've been waiting for that. Thank you very much. As soon as you get up close enough to the fireplace, you just feel your whole body being yanked inwards. And to the rest of you, Ziggy is gone.
I'm gonna run in after him.
Oh, bye. Okay. Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. Whoop. And
That was amazing.
Aveltria, as you are watching this excavationist, I'm assuming, you probably didn't hear him, that just disappeared.
I was just
You've
about
seen
to
him sort of
reach my hand
charge
up.
at the mist, and he just hits it. Like nothing. It looks almost spongy. He sort of comes in a little bit and then just bounces away.
I'm gonna try to come to the mist from the other side, and see if I can push against it.
I'm gonna attempt to send that guy a message.
Neither of those things is going to work, so I'm not even going to bother moving Jamel's token.
Yeah.
Which mist were you pushing against? This one or this one? Because
Yeah,
you
that
can't
one.
see the mist, by the way. You just
That
see
one.
the archway.
No,
You don't- yeah, you guys don't see the mist at all.
I see him bouncing out the archway though, so I'm gonna.
Yeah,
try
you
and
saw
push
him
against-
bouncing,
yeah.
and you're able to push, and you are also able to feel this spongy resistance. The only person who can see this is Zas while he has his hand inside the light. Of the
At this point,
lexicon.
I say, Vulture, DC and Bartholomew are gone.
What?
Yes,
What do you mean gone?
they went into the blackness, to the fireplace.
Ugh. I'm gonna.
I've
don't-
never heard anybody
not
sound more
gonna
like a
work.
disgusted parent. That noise. Ugh, what am I doing? Beautiful, I love
I
it.
don't think it's gonna work, but I'm just gonna raise a finger and point out, and I'm just gonna Karina, I don't know if you can hear me. They got pulled into the fireplace. We're following, and I'm just gonna turn and I'm just gonna walk into the fireplace.
Again, you don't step into it. As you get close to it, you're pulled in.
It's the way.
Yeah, bye.
Cadmus, we don't have a choice. We can't leave them by themselves.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
I'm gonna remove my hand from the lexicon.
Okay.
Does the mist does
You don't
mist
see
go
the
away?
mist anymore.
I don't see the mist anymore.
But
Alright.
everything else seems to be the same. There's this eerie silence.
We may seem like we're isolated. Either way, I'm going, and I'll just step to the the shadows.
Okay. As you step up to the shadows, you're gone. Cadmus, you've seen everybody else disappearing.
This is a terrible, terrible fucking idea. I'm gonna have to stay. I'm gonna have to see if I can see. Okay, so with him no longer interacting with the lexicon,
Uh-huh.
do I still see the guy trying to get in?
Yep.
Fuck. I'm gonna walk up to the lexicon,
Mm-hmm. You do so.
put my hands on it,
On it or in it?
on the rings.
Okay, the rings stop moving. The slot
I'll move
opens.
I'll move my hand into the middle and just examine.
As you look around, you see a strange white mist on the 2 walls. Sorry, but on the 4 walls around you, except for the gap in the fireplace.
This is a terrible, terrible idea. Before I even do this chest over in the corner, this was something a lot.
Let me see if there's any loot. I knew someone was going to do that. Yeah, as you get over, it's iron fused into iron. Unless you have a way of unfusing iron to iron, you will not be able to open it.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
So.
We were supposed to you were supposed to be keeping a watch. Logic and being sensible and smart would say keep watch. And
You were meant to be
if
keeping
this
a watch
whole-
ages ago. Your watch ended. You got left in a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a
The
perception
problem is
check.
if I'm not here and all of this fucking perception check, okay. Yeah, that's a 7.
Okay, carry on, as you were.
Problem is, if I step in there and there's no fucking way out, then no one's gonna know basically where the hell we are. Or where the hell any of those are.
For somebody so logical and rational, have you looked in your inventory?
Yeah, leave a note.
Just a suggestion. You know, I mean, you don't have to, but it might be one way of letting people know where you've gone.
Yeah, no, that's true, but...
Gone to fireplace, be back later.
No, I know, I can't... no, I can't actually do that.
Oh?
No, because I didn't take my backpack, I took it to engineering supplies, didn't I? So I don't have the fucking...
Oh well,
stuff
everybody
to
else
leave in
has a notepad and a pen. You? Not so much.
Do you have some chalk?
it. No, because that's in my backpack, and the backpack got left behind. It's the dungeoneering kit that I have, isn't it?
Great. I'm just gonna leave a message in Pittons. They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
You
that's
would
the
be able to
problem, isn't
scratch
it?
a message into the ground, but it won't last that long.
Right. There's a dusty book on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything
Behind the guy without a pen. What is wrong with you all?
Yeah. Okay. Looking around, is there any like ink or anything that can be used as some kind of pigment anywhere that I can see?
Give me an int check. Just give me a straight int check.
Wow, that's a 6.
Right now, your brain is not working properly.
Then
You've
I can't go
forgotten to
through.
look at the spells in your cantrip list.
No, I know exactly what the spells are.
You
There's a
know,
problem.
it's beginning to look like my premonition is gonna come true one day.
Okay.
The
As...
problem is I know what's in my spell list. I know what's in my cantrip list.
Okay,
I
great.
know what you're
So-
thinking. You're thinking prestidigitation.
No, I'm not. As you place your hand on the ground, you may use, if you wish, the spells that you have to mold a message into the earth, if you really wish. You could write it with that, if you so please, or you could,
It lasts an hour. The problem is, what if we're here for longer than an hour?
Okay, well, make a fire.
Then we're
Use the
fucked.
charcoal. Okay.
I can't.
You're a wizard. You're not an idiot. You can leave a message.
No, I can't make fire. I haven't got any ability to just make fire out of nothing.
Why is this such a conundrum? What is happening?
I can't just make charcoal out of nothing.
Your friends are dead now because you've wasted this much time.
Did you say you can't make fire?
No, of course I can't make fire. I
I'm
can firebolt
pretty-
stuff. You can try to start a fucking fire,
Great.
but then
Would you like to use the rug or the book?
I'm not going to make charcoal out of a fucking rug.
You-
Can't make charcoal out of a book.
It's a bit of, well, fine, not charcoal, but you know what I mean? Like black soot, that's the word, ash,
Just
anything.
rip the
There's
rug
walls all over the
into
place.
an Arrow and
I
point
got
at
it.
the fireplace.
I got it. Do you have your breath weapon?
I do.
Use your breath weapon to light a fire.
Unfortunately, that's not going to work.
However, I will tell you that out of the ashes of the book, if you set it on fire, you will be able to write on the wall in little bits of soot. We went here, will do. However, as you're searching around desperately for some fire, I will not even bother taking a perception check. Because you remember that guy who was running and trying to get through?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's dead.
he's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, fuck.
You notice
You
that his
don't be-
eyes are the purest of white. Exactly how
Aw.
Cassandra's were. And he lies on the floor, broken in shapes that you don't understand. Nobody else seems to have come. He faces upwards. You see his eyes glazed over in white.
Shit.
Yeah. That's about right.
Right, and there's nothing else outside any of these archways that I see. It's just him now dead.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, if you go over here and you look through this archway, you'll be able to see there is no longer anybody at the desk, and you don't see any wizards.
This entire thing was a terrible fucking idea.
Uh-huh.
Great. Well, we're not getting any support.
Nope. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you off today. It's not, I'd quite like the campaign to continue, so I'm not going to kill you off yet.
I have a
I might
question.
kill you off.
I have a question. Do I have something I could drop back to the fireplace to send to him, like a mail shoot?
I will get to where you guys are in a moment, but there is no way of going backwards.
Okay, I just want to send a message. Come on!
Okay, fine. Well, we're fucking shoehorned into this then. Okay, through the fucking fireplace it is. Then.
Okay. Well, we're just going to ignore the fact you have a illusory script, by the way.
I know. Do I?
Yeah, last 10 days.
Oh my! Wait, why did it say 10 minutes?
That's the casting time.
Oh,
It's
10
11
days,
minutes, I
right.
think, by the way, the casting time, not 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well.
Well, in that case,
Although amusingly, you would have needed ink.
I'm in
exactly,
tears.
you think.
I don't care. You happen to stumble as you're looking around for some fire, and yoink, in you go. I'm afraid I'm going to completely shoehorn you into going down with them, or we'll never get anywhere. And as you all arrive downstairs, you find yourself in a room. Upon a carpet you recognize, with braziers that burn in black and white fire. Ahead of you is a desk, but the wood is rotted away. You notice as you walk through your light that there is a bookshelf over here. And there are desks here with rotted wood. But where you were excavating earlier, instead you see pristine archways. The rug you stand upon is in perfect condition.
So we're in the same exact room, just...
Not the room you went into at the fireplace. You've come back in the doorway.
Well, yeah, we're in the same exact area, but it's all put together nice.
Everything
Son.
is nice except for the things like the desk, the bookshelf, and the other books and the notes.
I'm gonna examine the desk. Does this look like the same desk, or does it look like a different desk?
It is the same desk that you saw when you first came in, except rotted and old, ancient.
I step back in the room and see if the lexicon is still there.
Yeah, the lexicon is no lexicon. Or no simple lexicon. You see it swirling, and you see there are now 6 circles around it. You again see one of copper and one of brass, and the stand is of iron. However, you also see one of gold, one of silver, one of zinc, and one of aluminium. As all 6 are swirling round. And you notice that the words inside are fully formed, and they speak in all sorts of languages. You see that the statue in the corner looks lifelike and real, and at the very center of this room, upon the plinth, is something... It's a ball of gold and silver, within which is a green and blue light. Bartholomew, give me a history check with disadvantage, please. Because you didn't specify which town you were from.
It's 23 or a 21.
Okay. You recognize this. Let me just pull up the image for you. Nope, not what I'm looking for.
I'm
Standing
from
on-
Beldania.
Oh, you're in Beldania right now.
Okay, sorry. I'm from.
But this you have seen before in the Mages Guild of Harbondon.
Yeah, I'm from Harbondon.
Well,
Ooh,
at
I'm
least you've
from
been there.
Harbondon.
No, you've
Gross.
been there. And so, you see that this swirling lights, all of you, this is far more interesting than lexicon. And, oh, go on.
I would have done something before.
Hold on, I'm really sorry. What I've just asked you to do makes no sense. No sense at all. What I've just asked you to do makes absolutely no sense. I've given you a history check for the future. Yeah, you don't recognize that in the slightest. Sorry. I just realized I've given you a future check.
Too late, can't take it back.
Okay, great, because I would.
Well, no, actually, to be fair, I mean, you would have seen something like this in Harbondon.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense either.
It does.
Well, anyways, I would have wanted to do something before seeing this anyway.
Okay.
Before going into this room and seeing this, I want to go check out the wells.
Okay, you can go to two different places. First of all, as you step over to... I don't know where your fucking counter is. It's somewhere over here. Let's just have a counter. There we go.
I'm going to check the wells as well.
Cool. Yeah, I'm using one counter, just to explain which one is which. As you go over to this well, it is full of water, as one might expect of a well. Very sensible. There's a bucket to draw water up. These urns are now in perfect condition, by the way. And on this plinth, you see another one of those things. Okay. And as you head down to this area, down here, you see that at the very bottom of this pit, you do see the pit goes down a long, long way. But at the very bottom is a pulsing red lava. Occasionally comes a little higher and sinks a little lower. You see that all these storage chests are perfectly in mint condition. And as you passed here, you did notice that although the sarcophagi are still there, they are piled nowhere near as high. And at the very bottom here, you do notice a door. And that's all I'm giving it. Go on, how can?
No. Not how can anything.
That's what I just said, how can?
No, I'm going to turn to Veltra. Oh, are we in the past?
Makes sense. Some stuff seems in better condition, some is worse.
That's not, like, possible. Where's the resident nerd? Yo! Nerds!
You have to be specific.
Okay.
You don't. Bartholomew hasn't got down here yet.
Yes, Bartholomew.
I'm thinking we're going to put you all in the middle here as you have this discussion over here.
Time travel's not possible, right? Like time magic's not a thing.
You would know that whilst it's occasionally... What the fuck have I done with your mouse counter?
Oh God.
I had to do that. I had to do that to get this.
He's still back in the past. That's why he's still back in the present.
Cool. Yeah. You would know that there have been very strong mages who have been capable of briefly stopping time for only themselves. But as far as you know, nobody has ever done past or future or timey-wimey shit like that.
Thinking about it.
As you look at this desk and this paperwork, Give me an investigation check as you go close to this paperwork that was written on this desk. Anybody give me a 20 or above?
23.
Great. As you eventually turn up and look at this writing, you see that there are dates on it and lists of people who will be visiting. And the second-year students of the Lagon House are due to arrive today. The writing is the same, despite the fact that it's aged beyond belief. You're just about able to make it out. This is the same piece of paper that you were looking at up there, in perfect condition.
Is anything that wasn't present, that's not originally from this place, seems to have aged.
Exactly. Aged is one word for it. As a necromancer, perhaps you might instead use the word died. And on that note,
Withered away.
we shall end. We shall
Damn it, I
explore,
want
as
to
you've
do
so
more stuff.
wonderfully dubbed it, the Upside Down.
Can I ask
Love it.
one last question?
Yeah, you can.
When we came into here, like through the fireplace, where exactly?
You're
Did we
right at the
come
very front door, where you first
And, like,
came in the first
So what does it look like where we came through? It just looks like a door.
time. Yeah, it's the same door that you came through the first time.
And if we opened it, like what do we see?
If you open it backwards, you will go up a floor. Return
Okay.
to that staircase that went all the way back up to the ruins.
All right, that is all.
I also have a question.
Mhm.
I want to look through to where I last saw that guy screaming.
Oh, yeah, as you passed there was no one there.
I wanted to
Was there
do it later.
No.
remains?
No, nothing. No evidence he was ever there. In fact, you can't see any evidence that anyone was ever anywhere. Zasko.
Yeah, I wanted to. There's a few things I wanted to do. I wanted to detect magic on that ball.
Yeah, there's
so maybe-
a lot of magic. You have no concept of what it is.
No clue what it is, and I wanted to, because I saw how the lexicon operates, right?
Mhm.
I wanted to see if I could take like a piece of parchment and my chalk and like make the impressions from that room below that one, because I remember you telling me there were like runes
On the desk, yeah, on the desk.
yeah.
Although Karina did translate what was on the desk for you from
Oh,
notes
you're
that
right,
they've
right.
made. But if you do so, the lexicon doesn't just tell you what language it's written in. The language tells you when it was written. The lexicon tells you by who it was written. The lexicon tells you all of the information of that writing that there ever was. It even tells you where the paper that you have just written on was made, and from what type of tree, and when it was made, and by who it was made, and when they were born, and when their father was born, and their history. And as this goes on, Zas, you break away because it is too much for your brain to take in at once.
I was wondering where this lexicon was. I pretty much started the session again. I'm sorry, but I was wondering where the lexicon was getting its power source from.
That you will have to try and work out next episode.
All right, yes.
Yeah, because that is a long question. However, I'm glad I've intrigued you all enough that there is something to play with and poke at next episode, but alas, it is far too much to play with and poke at for now. I thought it would take you a little longer to get down here, which is surprising considering how long Jamal spent in a room trying to find a way to leave a note. But never mind.
I'm having no way.
Well, you had a way, you just didn't. Yeah, you were being too complicated about it. You could have just said to me, I want to leave a note. I wouldn't have even paid attention to how you were doing it. But anyway, we will exclude Jamal's note finding from the MVPs, and I will come to Kira for an MVP.
I was going to call it the fireplace flummoxing, but never mind. I like because I like the all the like the homebrew and all the stuff that went into the Beldalian stuff. So playing in this world is pretty fun. You know, because I'm a bit of like I'm a bit of like a grinder kind of person. So like playing like MMOs and me going around collecting shit and all this other stuff. Like, oh wow, I get to bit of ectoplasm, get this, whatever, craft something else. I like that. So yeah, and I like Zas, and I think everyone has a unique kind of chemistry, I guess. Yeah, that's what I like. Those are my MVPs, even though they're not clear.
Josh.
You're right. That was very unclear. My MVP goes to that poor man who died because Jamal took too long.
He would have died either way.
No, we need to, now that we've gone back in time, we need to leave, go find that man, and tell him to never go to those rooms.
I hadn't
Don't
even
think it's
considered.
back.
I hadn't even considered that you think it was going back in time. That hadn't even crossed my mind. That's really cool. That different people perceive things in such different ways.
Because I just imagine the guy, like, at the window or whatever you want to call it, like, help, and he just sees Cadmus, like, flailing, and he's like, and the guy's just like...
Of all the things I thought you guys would compare it to, like, one of you came out with the upside down, and the other one said you've gone back in time. That's neither of which were the thing that I thought you'd automatically jump for.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you thought the Shadow
Well,
Realm?
that's what I thought for the backwards in time.
I thought you'd
What,
do a
another
Harry Potter
dimension?
reference.
I mean, I was still going with one room's forward in time, one room's backward in time.
Yeah, sure. But I really thought you guys
Yeah,
would refer to
theory.
as something specific in Harry Potter, but
Yeah,
apparently that
like-
didn't.
No,
Look,
my thought was just a dimensional portal or another universe plane.
I am not
I-
clever enough for that shit.
I literally thought that the Theos rules were literally rejecting everything that was foreign, like like antibodies. And I was just like, well, shit. But yeah.
That's really pleasing. Jamal, your MVP.
Being completely fucking
No,
destroyed
I banned
by
the
a charisma
fireplace.
check.
Oh, the charisma check. Yeah, 100%. That was depressing. An 8! 3 attempts! And an 8!
I've got a minus fucking 2 to saves.
Okay. That means you should still be able to make it 50% of the time. It was incredible.
Yeah, I know.
Nice to the all saves?
No, it's a charisma.
Because,
Well, that's perhaps correct. Laura, your MVP.
I'm very intrigued by the deep hole into lava. We were standing there, and he suddenly starts talking about dropping bodies down it, and I'm like, fool of a took, you don't drop the body down the big dark hole.
Yeah. That much is very true. That it would have had much a similar effect actually, which would have been quite fun. But no, we didn't do it, so never mind. Matt, your MVP.
I'm just gonna quickly add to that hole. It could have been interesting if I was actually aware of that hole, because one of my 2 potions I took was feather falling. So I don't know how that would have went.
It would have been a really long journey before somebody went and retrieved you.
But I'm gonna give my MVP to the fact that on our very first field trip, the teachers lost all the kids.
The teachers fucking died. Yeah.
It wouldn't have been your first field trip, by the way, but it would have been your first field trip this year. I have a couple of MVPs. To our first combat, I don't think you have any idea how complex it is to balance a combat for 6 wizards. CR is not a thing. We'll be working on ways of finding healing for you all at some point. To Jamal for taking a potion of strength, I assume, and he said to bash those skeletons' faces in. And I'm thinking, I'm sure I got you to roll 6 wizards.
I also had a feeling I might need strength for something.
Yeah, it's true. None of you have any strength at all. So if somebody needs to carry something, your strength might come in useful. I think our highest strength is a 10 with you, right?
15, but I don't know, that boosts it up to 19.
And you're the one that brought the strength potion. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, just build on something that I've got and make it even stronger, because,
Yeah.
you know, it's the one thing that I have that's an absolute edge over everyone else in the group in terms of stat-wise.
But my biggest MVP just goes to the complete irrationality of the guesses that you guys have come with. I can't wait till next week when you discover what the truth is, and you're just like, wow. Oh, okay. That's disappointing. Like, it is going to be so disappointing. I'm sorry. I'm warning you right now.
Fix it now.
I can't. It's really simple. It's nowhere
It isn't
near
another
as...
plane of existence, it isn't another universe, it isn't
I'm not a
anything like that.
scientist.
I'm
The
assuming,
mirror
it's,
or a magician.
I'm assuming it's just
Mirror realm.
either another floor of the place or an identical crypt, right?
We'll see. Next week.
Because you said
Okay,
a reference
sure.
Harry Potter and fireplaces are the flue powder. You go from one
Oh,
place to
that is actually really cool, and not the reference I was thinking of. No, the one I thought you would all think of was the Sirius Black thing when you saw him die the other side? Yeah.
No, that would never have fucking even come close.
Well, when the
to
other guy just
consideration.
died when he tried to get through the mist, right?
I did.
What
Wait,
kind of reference is that?
I didn't see it would have never.
To
have
be
gotten
fair, it would have been a
that
lot
is why
better
he
if
died.
Jamal had have got a perception check of above 10 and could have watched it happen. But hey. He failed us miserably in that room. Next time I'm taking him first, but it did amuse me that Matt was like, I'm going to walk up there and I'm going to bye! But yeah, guys, I hope you had some fun. I know it's a bit of a shorter session than usual, but well, I called somebody Atherin today. It's Brain not present. I look forward to exploring the rest of this place next week.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I do it.
So
Thanks for bringing Atherin back one way or another. Jesus Christ.
if you guys would like to say goodbye, we shall end.
Yeah,
there.
catch you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.